Welcome to the Brutally Honest Show. This is Aaron True, 2010 MMA Reporter of the Year nominee. Known for my hijinks in MMA, getting beat up by Ronda Rousey, Cris Cyborg, Fabricio Verdum. To my right, he's a grease man. He's also one of the stars of the hit show Kingdom, buddies with Nick Jonas. He's also a cage-side reporter, editor of the Clinch Report. Ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan King. Also, here to my left, our audio-visual engineer. He's a cage-side reporter, a Brazilian jiu-jitsu coach, and a jack-of-all-trades. He even makes his own beer. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mad Hatter, Adrian Gallegos. We're going to jump right into it. The first half of the show, we have two guests. We have King Mo. We're going to call him in literally right now. Then in 15 minutes, we have Ray Elbe. So this is going to be an action-packed show, the first half with MMA, live guest. Then we're moving on to, let's see here. We're moving on to Beer of the Week, Weed Strain of the Week, talking about Uriah Faber and Bang Ludwig, the shady drug test allegations and fake emails being sent out. Let's see here. Bill Cosby needing to find a lawyer because the investigation's reopened. Brian Williams coming back to the news. Joe Rogan talking about Ronda. I mean, literally, we have so much stuff, but we have to jump right into it because we started a few minutes late. Ladies and gentlemen, we have on one of the most colorful, dynamic, entertaining, most fun people in the entire sport there could be to watch. Live, right now, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only King Muhammad Lawal. King Mo, this is Aaron True, Jonathan King, and Adrian. How are you? How's your rib feeling?
Man, I'm all right. I just been icing it and massaging it and hitting the ultrasound on it, man. Trying to get it, the healing process sped up.
King Mo, your first round, you looked incredible. Your hands were flying. You were landing huge shots. That guy took a lot of hits, and we were really anxious to see you against Phil Davis. Are you now going to still be able to fight Phil Davis, or does he just immediately get a title shot? What's going to happen?
I don't know yet. I'm guessing Phil's playing for the title, but you never know what's going to happen because anything can happen, man. I'm just trying to heal up because say Leanne will have to get hurt or Phil get hurt, I would step in if I went into, or if I could, if they asked me if I was Fedor or something like that, I would step in and fight Fedor. I just want to get my fights. I like fighting. I get paid to fight. I stay healthy so I can fight some more.
I was going to ask you about the Last Emperor there, King Mo, but what's the timetable on your ribs, and what exactly was the injury? Because I know I saw you doing an interview in between fights, and it looked like you were ready to go. Did you know you were injured at that point in time, and you were kind of just playing the game that you had to play at that point for the promotion? And how long do you think you're going to be on the shelf? When can you be ready?
Well, the thing is, I felt my, when he took me down and popped up, I took him down and went to the back arch. I felt a click, pop. Well, the thing is, after that, I was still warm. My snow was still going. I was warm. So I was like, all right, I've hurt more before, but I can stay warm. Because I figured that I was going to have 30 minutes. I thought there were 2 fights in between. I'd fight again. But 30 minutes ended up being 2 hours. So, when I did the interviews, shortly about, I think as the Phil Davis fight or right after the Phil Davis fight ended or something, the interview I did earlier, I didn't get a chance. It wasn't later. It was earlier. It was shortly after I fought. They came in the locker room. And they asked me. I did an interview. I don't know when they aired it because I'm in the locker room. I felt good. Just that as time went on and I started cooling down, my rib got tighter and my whole right side. I couldn't throw a punch. I couldn't sprawl. I couldn't shoot. I couldn't even drill my top game or even stand up. It was clicking and popping.
Well, nobody questions your toughness. You're one of the baddest guys in the sport, and you've had some of the worst injuries that we've ever seen. But I got to ask you, has this soured you on the one night tournament thing, or if the Fedor thing doesn't happen, could we see you back in maybe another 205 tournament?
Well, I would not. It didn't shout me at all. The thing is, if anything, I think part of the issue is the warm up was that good because when Stitch came, there's so much stuff going on. When Stitch came, he started rocking my hands at 5:15, and then by the time I started warming up, it was about like 5:30. So I had a short warm up, and then we had to go outside on the stage to do the opening ceremony. Then we had to go back in the back and wait to walk out. So my warm up wasn't normally what it usually is. I think that's how it was with everybody across the board. Like they're wants to cut short because the opening ceremony, and they start keeping their hands a little later than normal.
King Mo, we know what weight class you really fight at, and that's money weight. You brought up Fedor. Now that he's going to fight in Japan, everyone knows Japan loves King Mo. Are you possibly going to be in there on New Year's Eve? And I personally think they won't do it because I think it's too risky for Fedor. I think you can catch him and knock him out, or that you could possibly out-wrestle him. I know Fedor's one of my favorite fighters ever, but I'm just saying I think that you're a risky opponent for him. What do you think?
Well, he's a risky opponent for me. He's a legend. The thing is, I'm not trying to call him out because people. I saw an interview and they said Mo calls out Fedor. I'm not calling Fedor out because Fedor is a legend. He can pick and choose who he has the right to fight whoever he wants to. He can fight a bum. I would still watch it. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the right to call out Fedor. But I just if I was offered a fight, I would take it. I would gladly take it. I'd go out there and fight my ass off. You know what I'm saying? The fight that you guys saw. Versus Lennon is what you're going to be seeing from now on. I'm going to go out there and let these hands fly because before I was dealing with injuries and I just come with game plans. Now I can go out there, let my hands fly, slip, play around, go for takedowns. I can be more aggressive. But before, I've been dealing with injuries, so now I can be me.
Yeah, I noticed. I was watching your fight the first round. And I'm like, wait a minute, this guy's supposed to be a wrestler. You're letting your hands fly. It was a really entertaining fight. It was a lot of fun to watch. So, Mo, let me ask you, we know we just have a few minutes and we'll let you go. Do you think a fight against Phil Davis is still in the works? Or do you think that they just want to give Phil Davis the title shot? They're too afraid to risk him getting a loss against you?
I have no idea. I don't think they're afraid of anything. I just think they're about numbers. So whatever sounds good and whatever brings a major buzz, they'll do. Liam versus Phil sounds good. Me versus Liam sounds good. Me versus Phil sounds good. So any of those three matchups sound great. It's just a matter of when and where and just logistics. I'm open to fighting whoever, whenever. I don't care as long as I can make the weight class.
And when are you going to get your own Dave and Buster's commercial? Because I want to know. I go to Dave and Buster's all the time. I know Tito Ortiz doesn't go to Dave and Buster's. He makes too much money to go to Dave and Buster's. But I bet you're the type of guy that goes to Dave and Buster's. So I think you should make your own Dave and Buster's commercial. And if you do, me and Aaron could be in the background going like, yeah, go King Mo. You should get your own Dave and Buster's commercial. So when's that going to happen?
I don't know, but I'm going to tell you this. I'm a Dave & Buster's All-American, 4-time national champion. I've been there for the time and won so many tickets. I actually purchased a Nintendo Wii U with all the tickets I won. I got probably about 40,000 tickets up to my card still after that purchase. I'll be killing them games out there.
King Mo sending 3 of his kids to college through Dave & Buster's tickets. Amazing.
Well, King Mo, when do you think you'll be healthy and be able to fight? Do you think it'll be around New Year's?
Yeah, if I can fight soon, if I can get healthy and they said I'm having a cold fracture, which is I have to go back to the doctor in 2 weeks to do an MRI or X-ray to see where the bone growth is. Because with an occult fracture, I have all the strengths of the fracture, but they can't see it, so I have to wait for the bone growth where the bone growth is. I have cartilage damage, torn cartilage in my ribs, so all I can do is do ice and heat and massage, and hopefully, I can stimulate some type of healing there by doing that.
Well, King Mo, our last question, I'm going to let my co-host ask it. Jonathan, can you ask King Mo about if there's any dick riding at the event, the tournament?
Yes. Can we get a dick riding report? Because you're supposed to give us the dick riding report. That you're. Can you tell us? You were in San Jose. I know. Unfortunately, you didn't get to have 2 fights, so you did get to observe a lot. I'm sure you did get to witness a lot. Did you observe any dick riding at all? And if you did, can you tell us who the participants were?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. I was in the hospital, but I heard, and when I saw on Twitter, I heard there's a man that actually did something that no one else has done to himself. Dick rided himself, and that's Tito Ortiz. Because I heard I heard after Liam submitted him, he was waiting there by Liam, took the microphone somehow, and talked about himself. Moving himself up after he got submitted by Liam. So how do you do that? How do you get submitted in like 2-3 minutes and then talk about how good you are and how, this and that? Come on, man. Tito Ortiz gets the Dick Rider of the Week award. You know what I'm saying? He just slapped himself. He just slapped himself with one.
So should we give him like the Bjorn Rebney statue? Because I think that's what we get. The dick riding statue's got to be in Bjorn Rebney's likeness, right? So we got to give.
I think what y'all should do is get a picture and then get like a video of a dick slapping him in the face. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you got a picture of Bjorn. Bjorn is the first. He's a legendary Bjorn. Put a picture of him, get Dick slapping him across the face, then get Tito, Dick right across the face. You know what I'm saying? They can always do that every week, man. I'll give you. I tell you who I think of Dick riding. There might be a few weeks where there might not be one, but when I saw Tito Ortiz deserves that award right now.
Oh, man.
All right, that's the Dick Riding Report of the week, straight from King Mo, straight from the source.
Thank you so much.
Well, King Mo, we have Ray Elbe coming on in just a few minutes, talking about Cyborg and Ronda and some other stuff. So we're gonna let you get going. Thank you so much on short notice for taking the time right after a fight a few days ago to come on the show and give us an update. We really appreciate your time. We appreciate your friendship, and we're rooting for you. I wanted to see you against Davis. That would have been the finale of the century. That would have been the perfect cap. Is exactly what we wanted. We wanted King Mo versus Davis. Exactly.
Yep.
And I get upset talking about it. I want to see it.
It'll eventually happen. And tell Cyborg I still man. She's a beast. I'm a big fan.
All right.
Cyborg's a beast.
All right. Thanks a lot, ladies and gentlemen. The one and only King Mo Muhammad Lawan.
One of my all-time favorites right there. I absolutely love that guy.
That was awesome. For those of you who don't know, just a few days ago, there was a Bellator Dynamite event, a huge event, co-promotion with Glory, and there was a 205-pound light heavyweight tournament. It featured former UFC light heavyweight contender Phil Davis versus Emmanuel Newton, and then King Mo versus an opponent. I can't pronounce his name, so I won't say it. Sorry.
Linton Vassell.
Yes. So King Mo destroys the guy, but somehow injures a rib during a takedown or a kick or some exchange they showed. And then Phil Davis gets a submission. So we're assuming both guys in the finals. This is incredible. But King Mo had a busted rib. He would not be cleared by the commission. They were like, no, they scrapped it.
Yeah,
so
from what I heard,
Phil Davis went on to win the tournament, though.
Yeah, they asked him to raise his arm above his head, and he couldn't do it. And that was they were like, nope, can't go.
Man, and I'm not starstruck because King Mo's our boy, but dang, I am a little bit because every time we talk to him, that guy is so awesome. It's fun to talk to. Keeps it real, class act. He's Dave & Buster 4-time champion. I mean, who comes up with that shit? This guy's hilarious.
Dick Riding Report, that was awesome.
Yeah. And King Mo, his hands were flying. He was throwing heat. He was landing lefts and right hooks. He was throwing down the middle. He was throwing combinations. He was lighting that guy up. I mean, he was throwing great strikes. And the way he fought and the way Phil Davis fought were both exciting. Bellator gives guys the opportunity to express themselves. They give more stylistic type matchups where guys can show off their specialty, and I really like the matchups. And I'd rather see style versus style than guys negate each other and have a boring stall for 20 minutes or 15 minutes.
I think the biggest difference is it rewards fighters who are entertaining, right?
Exactly.
They don't punish them. They don't have to be worried about getting thrown out of the promotion or any of that. You know, it's just like Pride, right? When we used to watch Pride, it was that way all the time, right? You used to see fighters, it was entertaining, right? So
okay, should we do the beer of the week for 1 minute real quick and then call Ray Elbe?
Yeah.
Okay,
please.
real
I'm thirsty
quick,
as hell.
real quick, guys, and thanks for turning off the AC. Sorry about that. We may turn it back on after Ray.
Okay.
Okay, guys, we have Ray Elbe in like 2 minutes. We're doing the beer of the week real quick.
So today's or this week's beer is it's a different style. It's Aventinus, and it's from it's from Germany actually. It's an original wheat doppelbock. So this is a lager, guys. So mostly the beers I've been bringing have been ales. This is the cool thing about this beer is that they brew this beer and they put it in an ice cave, and they don't release it for 3 years later. They don't let it go. They don't sell it or anything. So
That's from Iceland?
no, it's not from Iceland. It's from Germany. They put it in an ice cave.
That's from Germany?
It's from Germany.
That's still cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Wouldn't it freeze?
No. Well,
Alcohol doesn't freeze, man.
Yeah, but it's only like 5% alcohol. It's
I'm not a physicist.
That's a good point. I don't think it freezes because, well, I'm not sure.
beer freezes, right?
You know what's interesting is that lager actually brews or ferments at 55 degrees. So I'm not sure if it's completely ice. I'm thinking it's pretty cold, right?
Oh, okay.
So it's just 55 degrees is what.
Sorry for being logical.
Yeah,
Still, that's awesome. All right, we got 1 minute, guys.
All right, yeah, let's do it. Sorry.
So I'm gonna go ahead and open it. And this, the other thing is it's a wheat beer that doesn't taste like a traditional wheat. So it's not very light. It's more of a darker beer. So
Okay, that's interesting because I usually don't try those.
Yeah.
That's so cool. An ice cave. I love that kind of stuff.
Well, this is the cool thing is that they don't release it for 3 years after it's been there. I mean, that's unheard of for beer. Usually,
So is this unique?
It's very unique.
Can you hold up a close up, or
Yeah,
let me
yeah.
hold up, switch a close up while I hold it? Sorry about that.
Oh, you can't see any.
Oh yeah, so
you
for
can't
those of
see
you
any
who are
light through
watching
it
on
at all, huh?
YouTube, we're gonna show you the bottle. We also are on SoundCloud and iTunes. Please support us, subscribe. Look how beautiful this bottle is. This is from Germany, ladies and gentlemen. This is from a freaking ice cave in
This is what it looks
Germany.
like when you get it. By the way, it comes in its own ribbon and everything. So
Comes with wallpaper.
This is called class. This is called. Holy crap! It's overflowing. Adrian, grab it. All crap.
It's leaking.
Code
awesome.
beer. Ooh, taste it. That does taste German.
Yeah.
Those of you who know, I am of German descent. God bless all you Jewish Americans who came over from Germany, like my family did. And so this actually kind of reminds me of my childhood a little bit. I would sneak a sip of my grandparents' beer, and they were kind of traditional with the types of meats and beer they would have. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to toast, take a sip, and then call Ray Elbe up.
Oh wow.
Oh, here, I'll switch you, Adrian.
no, just pour some in mine. Just pour a little.
It smells like apple.
It's good. It's good.
Okay, ready,
Cheers,
guys?
guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers for another show.
Yeah, another show.
So the good thing about this beer that I like, it tastes like
Damn, that's
like
good.
banana bread. If you and there's a plum.
That's
yeah.
what my grandma from Germany would always make. That always reminds me of my childhood.
And it's a very dark beer, but it's still light. It's a wheat beer, and it doesn't have
Damn,
the.
that's good.
So it's almost. I mean, it's kind of unique, right?
I like it a lot.
All right, good.
Yeah, it's refreshing, but it's dark. That's
Right.
interesting. That's
That's right.
good.
Yeah,
all
it's
right.
a little bit of a light body. So.
We can get into it maybe a little more in a minute. Let's call Ray Elbe up here. You ready?
Yeah, I'll give him a call.
Can you dial him in? Our producer, Adrian Gallegos. All you people who are doing podcasts, we love watching and listening to other shows, but we do know some people have technical difficulties sometimes and struggle with audio and their production. So we want to give Adrian a quick round of applause because he has our thing dialed in. We're not going to give away the secrets, but Adrian goes through a lot of effort and spends a lot of time making sure our sound is good and that we have professional audio. So thank you very much to the Mad Hatter. He's calling in Ray Elbe right now. Our second guest of the evening, only 20 minutes in. We've already had Beer of the Week, King Mo. Now we got Ray Elbe, TV star Ray Elbe from Sex Sent Me to the ER.
Dude was in the Mid-East working over there, training fighters. Guy's got a career behind him, man. He was training in Thailand. Guy's been all over the place, man. I'm sure he's got some fucking stories.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are absolutely thrilled to welcome in the magical one, the magical Ray Elbe. Ray, welcome to the show. This is Aaron True, joined by Jonathan King and Adrian Gallegos. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us. Hello?
Hey, sorry about that. I said thanks for having me on the show. I
Oh, no
appreciate
problem.
it.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for being on. By the way, King Mo wants to say hi to you and to Cris if you are hanging out with her, by the way. We just had him on.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Good fight for him this weekend, huh?
Yeah, he
Sorry
looked
about the injury.
Yeah, he looked good. His hands looked good, but the commission wouldn't clear him, and it's some kind of fracture or tear or something in his rib cartilage. But Ray, let me ask you a few questions. You are one who was definitely not shy to voice your opinion. So I'll ask you, you're an expert. You're a guy who's fought in several high-level promotions. You've been around the game forever. You fought the best. You trained the best. Your opinion is credible and it counts. What do you think about the Nick Diaz situation where he got a 5-year suspension for marijuana?
Oh, man. I mean, that suspension's not about smoking weed. You know, what that is they're upset about the way that he presented himself. And that's not about weed. I mean, and truthfully, the commission, they're supposed to be professional. I mean, you saw what happened with the Anderson Silva debacle, where they started playing tunes over the speakers, and I mean, that's not professional, you know. And you can already see there's a precedent set with Nippy. It almost looked like they were just vindictive about the fact that he didn't come in there and was remorseful, you know, trying to stuff dick and say he's sorry, you know. And man, it's unfortunate, you know. I think you can appeal this, and obviously the precedent's really not there as far as marijuana and a 5-year suspension and $165,000, right? That's a whole nother side of this.
Yeah, that's a lot of cheddar.
Yeah, you know, everybody jumped all over Matt Hughes' back because he came out and said, you know, Nick didn't get punished for smoking weed. He got punished for acting like a punk. And, you know, he probably shouldn't have said it the way he did, but that's kind of, I agree with Ray, that's kind of what he got punished for. He got punished because he wouldn't play the game. You know, if he had gone in there like Chael Sonnen did, he probably wouldn't have got what he got. And I'm of the opinion in America, you shouldn't have to play the game. You know, you should be allowed to come in with your lawyer, and you shouldn't have to play the game. You shouldn't have to beg for forgiveness. You should be allowed to fight, and that's exactly what he did.
Is that a question or a statement?
I mean, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bore everybody. That was
I'm
just
sorry
my
about
statement.
that, Ray. We gotta. I'm sorry you have to hear this right now, Ray. King, we got a fucking guest on. We got a guest on the air.
No, I was
going to a
just-
tirade. The fuck is this? We got this guy's valuable time.
Sorry about that,
we got
Ray.
fucking Ray.
Sorry.
We got Ray Elbe on the fucking line.
Nah, it's
Jesus.
the truth, though, you know. I mean, it's supposed to be, these guys are supposed to be government officials, you know. It's like if a police officer just doesn't like you, they can't go and throw you in jail 20 years just because you got a DUI. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's still a standard of precedence and a certain level of professionalism that you expect from anybody in a government position. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you would think that, yes. But if you're outspoken like yourself, you might be subject to sketchy, weird government things like getting a guy filling up your cock at the airport. We just rewatched that video. The guy the guy touches your dick. He touches, we can see it. No offense. I mean,
Hey.
the guy touches it.
After being in Thailand so long, it doesn't stroke me anymore.
Bro, when he goes down on his knees,
He got on his knees.
I thought things were gonna get really weird. Like, I was like, this is weird, but things are gonna get really weird. Holy shit!
And then when he goes back to front, I'm like, what the fuck? Hey, what is going on here, bud?
And then when he uses the back of his hand instead of his palm, like it doesn't, like it's cool to touch your dick with because it's not his palm. I mean, that was so sketchy.
You guys gotta tell everybody out at home. There's a video online.
Oh yes. So, anyways, we'll let Ray tell the story.
You know,
So, what the hell happened? Where were you?
You know, I was just flying. I just went to San Jose. I watched King Mo's fight up at the Bellator event, and you know, I've been in the Middle East off and on probably about 3 years. I just got done doing a 2-year consulting gig for a new gym in Kuwait, and Kuwait's a hardcore Middle Eastern country. So a lot of times when people see those stamps in my passport, I get a little bit of extra attention when I'm going through security, you know?
Right.
And, man, the guy pulled me out of the line, said, hey, you've been randomly selected, but took me over there, and exactly what you guys are saying. It was, I was, yeah.
He's like,
It
he
was
goes, hey, is that a prosthetic? Is this horse cock? This is, no way this is real. This is the biggest cock I've ever felt. I thought it maybe set off the metal detector from the surgery, or if you had from when you broke your penis on Sex Sent Me to the ER.
It was brutal.
And I don't know if you're wearing your Dennis Hallmans, but it looked to me like you were kind of freeballing there.
Yeah, yeah. Like, what were they checking for? It looked like you didn't even have underwear on. Like, what the hell?
Like,
Then he pulled the pants out and looked down, so he knew what it was. I was
oh
like,
my
hey.
God! So he saw the concealed weapon.
Wow.
That's why I went back for the double fill.
All right, Ray. Speaking of, I guess, love life type situations, it's no secret. It's posted everywhere, so I'm not breaking any news or trying to get in your business. But there's several photos of you I see all over social media, all over gossip sites, everywhere on Earth, with one Miss Cris Cyborg, the baddest motherfucking female on Earth, arguably, along with Ronda Rousey. So I've got to ask you, Why isn't she getting a fair shake? Why is everyone using one failed test as an excuse to not give her a shot when now it's just released that Vitor Belfort, allegedly, this email that got sent out and he had weird levels, yet he got to fight for a title and got to keep fighting? Is she getting a fair shake?
Man, it's a tough question to answer, but it's like the UFC really doesn't go out of their way to promote Brazilian fighters, in my opinion, And while Cris has really improved her English dramatically over the last year and a half, 2 years, let's not make any beef about it. Ronda Rousey's the golden egg, and she's breaking pay-per-view numbers. And Cris is a legit threat. I train with a ton of world-class female fighters, not just men. I work when Miriam Nakamoto won her first World Muay Thai Championship in Thailand. I was coaching her there. I had Claire Haig, who's another World Muay Thai champion that I coached. And Cris is on par with any of those girls when it comes to striking. And, she's been working with this judo coach, Israel Hernandez, which was the one of the Olympic coaches when Ronda went, representing the United States. And, she's bigger, she's stronger, she's faster, and that's why they're trying to get her depleted at 135, my personal opinion,
Do you think that Cris Cyborg will beat Ronda Rousey if they fight, and that's why they're afraid to take the risk?
My thing on it, and this is really what I've been telling Cris too, is then you're a world champion at 145, and she's a big girl. I mean, she walks around, 165, 170, and so they're both signed to Zuffa contracts. They're both being paid by the same company. They're both champions, and I think that the UFC wants everything in their power to see her cut down to 135. It's not about there only being one division. It's about if Ronda Rousey was at 145, that'd be the one division in the UFC. It's the Ronda Rousey show, and everybody else is just trying to play a part. And so I think that that's really what it is, and it's unfortunate. I think even at 135, Cris is going to be really hard to handle. It's just a question of if she's going to be able to get down there, And her next fight's at 140, and I think that'll go a far ways to seeing exactly how her chin's going to react to the extra 5 pounds drop of weight. He's been working with George Lockhart, who's kind of replaced Dolce, and like the new guru for weight cutting in MMA. And I'm excited to see what she looks like at 140. George Lockhart seems to think that she's going to be stronger, have better endurance at a lighter weight.
She'll probably be quicker, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But we'll see. She's really going out of her way to drop the weight correctly. Now that she's committed to dropping it down, I mean, Israel Hernandez, the judo coach, has really put together. She's already been with him 6 months, but they've already put together basically a 20-week workout routine that is designed to kind of take some of the muscle density off of her, while still helping her maintain, some of that compact strength that she's so known for.
Ray, is it true? And I heard rumors. I don't know. Or just let me ask you this: did you ever hear any rumors that people in the judo community were told a few years back when they were both in Strikeforce that if anyone in the judo community trained or helped out Cyborg, they would be in trouble or blackballed or blacklisted? Is there any truth to those rumors?
You know what? I haven't heard the same rumors, and I'm going to be really honest with you. For whatever reason, it's actually it's really surprising to see how many former associates of Ronda Rousey have reached out to Cris wanting to help her. For whatever reason, it's like a lot of people have a sour taste in their mouth when it comes to Ronda. And there's a lot of former teammates, former training partners, former coaches that have, sent emails, sent text messages, that have kind of like sent messages to mutual friends that have actually really tried to volunteer to work with Cris leading up to an eventual showdown with Rousey,
Ray, I saw you taking some buddy photos with some Yakuzukas. I don't know if I'm saying that right because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But basically, I saw you taking some pictures chummy with the Pride guy.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, so
they're looking
are we
for-
going to see you fight? You're on a several-win fight streak. You're no slouch. You look like you're in fight shape. Are we going to see the magical Ray
Saki
Elbe
Baba.
in Japan on New Year's
know,
Eve?
This was the deal, you know. I was in Kuwait for 2 years helping this new startup company get started, Kuwait Common Athletics, and I just filled my position with Claudio Silva of the UFC. He's like 11-1, a Novignal black belt, and now I'm back in the States. We were already targeting the new year, you know, so when the new medicals need to get done as far as a return fight for me. And they're looking for some welterweights, middleweights to come out and match up against a couple of Russian fighters that are coming over with Fedor on the card. We've thrown my name into the hat. I've already fought. I've got a pretty good following in Asia already, and kind of just seems like a little logical of a step, you know. I mean, I've had a little bit of a layoff as far as MMA concerned, but as far as Muay Thai, boxing, MMA, and all that, I mean, I've had 60 fights. You know, it's just about getting me a contract and throwing it down. So we've submitted my name. They're looking at bringing over a couple, like, I think Tito and Cris are probably going to come over and be guests for the inaugural event. And so it just kind of makes it a little bit logical. We could kill two birds with one stone and get me on the fight card at the same time. So hopefully that's what we're shooting for.
And then, Ray, this is my co-host, Jonathan King. He's a featured extra on the hit show Kingdom with Nick Jonas. Do you have a question,
You're
Jonathan?
such an idiot. My question, you touched on it a little bit. You trained a little bit over in Abu Dhabi and United Arab Emirates, and also in Thailand. As compared to the United States, how are fighters, looked at by the general public over there? How are they treated? From what I heard, in the Middle East, fighters are almost revered like baseball players are here. Like kids run after them asking for autographs and shit like that outside of the gyms. Maybe touch on that. Or is the respect level a little bit different? Because still here, UFC fighters, even the top UFC fighters, if they walk down Wall Street, most of the guys there are going to consider him a thug.
My co-host lives in Venice, Ray. And he was at the beach. Ronda Rousey went to the beach to tan. No one even noticed her. This is like 3 weeks ago, a month or so
she
ago.
walked right past me. Nobody even noticed her. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, there's quite a bit of a difference, in cultures. Thailand, obviously, that's got a big fighting culture. They say there's something like 70,000 professional Muay Thai fighters in the country or something like that. In the UAE, now Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, there's like 350 Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belts living out in Abu Dhabi right now.
Wow.
Legit black belts or like Dave Lang?
Or like
legit. Pablo Popovich is out there. Alexander Trans was just out there. I mean, the Sheik out there has really invested quite a bit of money.
Shit. So is it possibly one of the most high-level jiu-jitsu training areas in that concentrated of an area?
Yeah, my friend Fabiano Silva just went out there, too. He's out there now from American Top Team. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say without a doubt. You can't find another academy where you're going to go in and have 300 black belts on the mat.
Wow. Whoa. You talking about one academy?
Well, it's a project, right?
Or
so
like one mat, like one at one time?
Yeah, together.
Holy
they
shit.
Pick out some of the Palm Sports projects, and you look at some of the things that are going on out there. I mean, man, these guys, very rarely do you get an opportunity to have 300 black belts on the mat together.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty rare.
And they're from all over the world now.
So they're revered more like artists then. It's like an art form then.
I mean, it is, and they're teaching it to the military. It's actually a PE class for the kids that are enrolled in school.
That's so cool.
Yeah, they're making me freaking play the wiffle ball and run laps on the damn track. Meanwhile, these kids are doing jiu-jitsu. That's some bullshit.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, because shuttle runs are going to be so good for you.
Yeah, seriously, they got me doing the high jump while these kids are doing jiu-jitsu.
And the nice thing about the Middle East is just that financially these guys aren't struggling to be able to train full-time. A lot of times when you're in the United States, even if you're a UFC fighter, man, these guys are working security at nightclubs on the weekends. They're driving escorts on their part-time. And the struggle's real, unless you're in the top 1%. But in the UAE, all these guys are financially secure. They're being backed by big financial investments. And so it's given a lot of these guys an opportunity to train full-time. You know, and there's going to be a whole wave of guys coming up from the Middle East that, you know, they're like 7, 8, 9, 10, 13 years old, you know, and they're training jiu-jitsu 20 hours a week already, you know, and so there's going to be a big movement of guys coming out of the Gulf. I mean, you saw the UFC go to Abu Dhabi. They've already been there twice. I did a reality TV show for Fox called All the Tall that was out there that just featured Arab fighters last season. And, man, they got better ratings than the UFC did on TV, you know, so it's definitely popularity out there. And it's exciting.
Ray, let me ask you this before we let you get going. I have a couple questions. One, there was a thread where my friend, not anything more, just friend, Cris Cyborg posted something about Netflix. I was coincidentally home alone watching Narcos, so I said, I would have invited you over. And this guy, Ray Elbe's, giving me beef. I know you're better looking than me, and I know you could kick my ass. I would just want to clear that up, that it was just a friendly comment, and I was just trying to have someone watch Narcos and hang out. That was it. And you could have came over, too.
To the death. To the death. When we fight, Aaron, it's going to be to the death. I mean,
who, me? No, I'm saying it was... I think it's a misunderstanding is what I'm trying to say. So we're cool, right?
Yeah, 100%, brother. 100%.
All right, cool. All right, awesome. And are you living in Orange County nowadays, or where are you at? Where can people... Also, I want to hear about Magical Ray, the website, and where can people, if they want to train with you, where are you going to be at?
You know what? I'm in the States right now. I just got into Huntington Beach. I'm going to be running some classes out of Cheeto's gym. I've been training with Juliano Prado down at Total MMA, which is who I got my black belt under. I've got some seminar series set up. You know, it looks like I'm going to be going to Russia and doing a little seminar series out there. But magicalray.com is the easiest way to kind of stay up with what I'm up to date with. You know, I've got probably 300 stamps in my passport, so it's a great opportunity to just kind of see, you know, what training around the world's like. I try to put up, you know, videos and photos of whatever adventure I happen to be on, you know.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Ray Elbe. Ray, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. It was great to get to know you and hopefully have the start of developing a friendship. Thank you again for being on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Ray Elbe.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, man, that guy trains all over the place. He's been around the world. I was reading his dossier, United Arab Emirates, fucking Abu Dhabi, Thailand, everywhere. He's got private clients all around the world. Dude's legit. He fought Rumble on the Rock.
Well, and he has over 60 professional fights or 60 fights, and he sounds very well spoken. You think a guy would sound punchy or kind of just free with his words. He was well thought out. He wasn't a reactionist. When we asked him a question, you could tell he had put thought into it. Really interesting. That was pretty cool, actually. It was interesting. He had a lot of cool stories, and just to shoot the shit with him, I'm still trying to process it because there was so much information. This is my first time speaking with him like directly. I mean, I'm gonna have to go back and listen to the show because it was really interesting.
One of the things that I picked up on that I thought was really cool was in the Ronda Cyborg debate, especially when it comes to the sides, specific sides. It's either Ronda and bash the other, or Cyborg and bash the other. And he didn't do that.
Exactly.
And
neither does Cris. Damn, I forgot to talk about that. I had so many questions about Cris.
He took the high road. He even said she's legit, dude. She's, he said she's the golden goose for a reason. She sells, you know.
And if you guys hear a hum, which you may not hear anything at all, we're taking the air conditioning on and off, but our audio's so good you probably don't even notice. But yeah, that's the thing. People always think, and I forgot to bring that up, that Cris is a villain. She's such a nice person. Oh, she's respectful.
She's so nice.
Get Adrian here on the mic. Adrian's trained with her. They've been from the same camp, and he's a friend of hers.
Yeah, she's, the thing that people don't realize is she's genuinely really nice. She knows you. If you see her out and about, whatever, she'll come up to you. She's never, She's
approachable.
Yeah, very
You would
approachable.
think she's like the scariest woman alive. She's a very approachable person.
Right, it's never
She's
awkward.
really nice.
It's never, even when you meet people who are famous, that you sometimes kind of feel awkward about it. You're not in the same vibe or whatever. But with her, she's down to earth. People don't realize that she's been training or fighting, for a long time, and she started her career very early.
I think by 22, yeah.
20 years, 22, and at the time she was in Brazil, and so she
actually maybe younger, yeah.
Yeah, I think she was younger. I think she was like 19 when it was her first MMA fight, but she made some bad decisions early on, and I think that had to do a lot with who was surrounding her at the time. And she was part of a camp and whatnot, and she's made changes, and I think those are for the better. So
Yeah, I agree.
Does she have her mom and dad in her life? Do you know?
I'm not sure, but I know
About her
she has a niece that's like a daughter of hers that she's really, really close to,
Right.
and she has a lot of close friends from the Shoot Box days that came over that are at Kings MMA that are close in Huntington Beach.
Because
she has a lot of friends, but she does definitely miss her family, and she goes back to Brazil a lot.
I know one of the things that people forget about Ronda is I know Ronda had it tough, but she had her mom, and her mom was always a rock for her.
Right.
And when you have a rock that's and I've actually met Ronda's mom a couple times, and she's a real nice lady.
Dr. Anne Marie?
Yeah, she's a real nice lady, but she's a very strong personality, and you get that from her right away.
Watch your words, son. Watch your words.
No, I'm saying she's a very strong personality. She's a no-nonsense lady. So, like, you're not going to BS her as a kid growing up.
Right.
She's not going to take any nonsense. So
she's one bad motherfucker.
Absolutely.
Wait, hold on a second. Can you call Ronda's mother a motherfucker?
Well, no,
I'm kidding.
no,
It's remember from the Joe Rogan? Joe Rogan, Donald Cowboy reference. JRE shout out.
I'm just saying. I didn't listen to it yet. I'm just saying so when you have that kind of personality as like your strongest influence, it's kind of tough not to end up somewhat okay. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of, that's why I was asking about Cris, if she struggled at all here being away from family. It might be difficult
I know.
for her.
I just don't want to. I just feel bad, and I think we should work on that the next time. And it's no fault of your guys, but when I send kind of like a loose list of questions to a guest, I feel bad sometimes wavering from that and from the timeline. But I know I would love to have kept him on even maybe another 5 minutes and asked a lot more questions.
Oh no, I wasn't.
I just didn't want to be.
Oh no, I wasn't saying
it was our first time interviewing him.
It just popped into my head.
I
now,
know that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like we were so intrigued by his stories that I didn't even think about the other stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, because he was so interesting. Like, I would love to hear stories about the Middle East, but the thing is, Ray was so well-spoken and polite and professional, he didn't want to blow it. Like, I was trying to get him, in a sense, I'm joking, of course, but, like, imagine we troll him into saying something like, yeah, fuck Ronda, fuck this bitch, fuck the UFC, and then Dana White comes out and says, yeah, because of Cyborg's camp, she's out. Fuck her, we don't want to deal with her. And then it's because of Ray Elbe. Like, that would be hilarious.
But I think they're individual stories, kind of like what
and then
you're
she'd be
touching
at my
on.
house watching Netflix, baby.
I think they're individual stories. Ronda's individual stories.
Edit that part out, Adrian.
Ronda's individual story, Cyborg's individual story with the Netflix, of course. I think they kind of add to the fuel of the Ronda versus Cyborg. You know what I mean?
It's two different worlds.
The build up,
It's
and
two
maybe,
different worlds.
and this is what I should have asked.
One
Ray.
fights for the love of it.
Maybe
one
that's
had no
why
other
we're-
choice and nowhere else to go.
Maybe that's why we're not
It's the best
seeing the
story.
fight. Maybe that's why we're not seeing the fight.
I think they're happy with having both of them
The
as
U-
champions.
The UFC makes money off the build up.
Right.
The UFC stops making money when they fight.
I think it's in the works. Yeah.
You know what I thought was
I
interesting?
think it's
that,
in the works.
that Ray said that.
But once they fight, they stop making money.
I agree.
I thought what he said
It's
was
the end. It's the end game.
he
Yeah.
said that
So-
the UFC doesn't promote Brazilian fighters. I thought that was pretty interesting.
Very, very good
Wow.
point.
Yeah. I didn't,
Yeah.
Excellent point, Adrian.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I've never heard. I mean, I've heard it from Brazilians, but I've never heard it from an outside of a Brazilian say that. You know, it's an interesting.
Well, he
point.
represents the Brazilians now.
Well,
Boa.
Oh yeah, Boa, that lucky bastard. Damn you, Ray Elbe. The guy has
Caralho.
he's got an 8-pack. Even gay security guards at the TSA like him. They're
This
rubbing up on him.
bitch.
Yeah, and by the way, do yourself a favor. Follow Ray Elbe on Facebook and watch the video of the TSA guy backhanding his cock and rubbing his cock. And he doesn't even have underwear on. The guy's like opening, pulling up his shorts and looking down. I mean,
Goes full potato in
he
like
goes,
3 seconds.
He goes full TSA right on his hog.
It,
He's like, he goes, sir, do you have an 8-inch billy club in your Daisy Dukes?
you know what? I think I can speak for King Mo. I'm not going to say you know what? I can't say I speak for King Mo because you can never say you speak for King Mo.
Yeah, our
But-
good friend and buddy King Mo now
but-
is being represented by Jonathan
But
King.
that
Go ahead.
might be an honorary mention for the dick riding report because that
The
guy,
TSA guy?
he physically dick rides. He physically dick rides.
Okay, well, let's see here. Let me take a look at the show notes. And once again, if you haven't already, please take a second, subscribe. If you're watching YouTube.com/Aaron True on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're on SoundCloud, do yourself a favor, subscribe. iTunes, subscribe. We're looking for subscribers. We'll be giving away big prizes. We're taking into account anyone who subscribes. That's right. So, anyways, let's see here. We've talked a lot about MMA. You guys want to keep talking about MMA, or you want to move on to non-MMA stuff?
What do you got next on the MMA list?
Faber and Bang. Actually, yeah. Let's get into another 10 minutes or so of MMA. Then we'll switch to Bill Cosby into non-MMA. Sound good, guys?
What side are you on? Butthole Chin versus Bang?
Man, to be honest, Faber presents a great argument, and everything he said about Bang used as an excuse.
He didn't deny it.
No, he didn't. He would say
confirmed everything that Faber said.
He goes, this is what happened. Faber goes, Faber says, yeah, he acts like a bully. And then, but always says, oh, no, I'm joking, so it's cool. And then his response was, man, I was joking. It was cool. So, and also, it was so obvious when he said the guy I worked with from the WEC days, I knew it was going to be Adrian's checking my phone because it was blinking, but it's a Tinder thing. Oh. Stay out of my personal life, you fuck.
I'm sorry. I thought it was
Stay out of my personal life. You know I like to dip in the Tinder.
You know your early influences are like your strongest ones? Like my pussy early influence, the guy like the smart guy, like intelligent influence, and then there's the tough guy influence, and then there's the influence that was both. You know? That guy that was smart and tough.
Right.
Oh wait, I got more swipes on Tinder.
He was the guy. He was the guy that told me, the first guy that goes, you know, why don't we just forget about it and be friends?
Right.
He's always wrong. That's what he said.
Wow.
I swear to God, and he's a guy that I always respect. God rest his soul, by the way. But he's a guy that I always respect and like. And up until that point, I was riding Team Bang all the way, but then when I got there, yo, all right, you know, when you got to the peanut butter, it got personal.
Oh, that is so cool. I love peanut butter. I would like some of that right now.
I would love some of that.
So yeah, Bang, he's just minding his own business, selling peanut butter at the front desk, like an entrepreneur, like a businessman. That was hilarious. Faber bit his tongue and held all that in. That was pretty gnarly. He was throwing bombs. And Helwani, this is how captive Uriah Faber is when he tells a story. Helwani maybe said 30 words in an hour and a half.
It's crazy.
Isn't it?
He wanted to, but he knew how captivating it was. And for those of you who aren't familiar with Faber,
he was on the phone, right, Faber?
Yeah, it was a phone interview. Yeah.
All right.
Don't ever interrupt me again, you son of a bitch. No, I'm just kidding. So, anyways, for those of you who aren't familiar with Faber, I'm kidding, but I love when you jump in and you give your comments. And if you're watching on YouTube, he's fucking making facial remarks and making fun of me. But anyways, Faber is 5'3", 150 pounds when he's not fighting, pretty much. He's a small guy. He has a fight story from when he was in some other country, a third world country, and fought like 20 guys in a street fight. And it's like a 20-minute story, but it's so captivating. That's what it was when he was on the MMA Hour with Helwani. It was so captivating. Can you hit the screensaver real quick? So it was so captivating where it was just amazing to listen to. And he was talking about, Ludwig's trying to make these guys pay for peanut butter. He's charging for private lessons. He refuses to train the girls. He's making racist remarks, allegedly.
Yeah.
He's shaking down Faber's management for extra money.
TJ, too.
He's taking $200. He's doing this over a couple $100.
Yeah.
I mean, it just sounds... And then it sounds...
It sounds petty.
Do you want me to be honest, my opinion? And this is completely unfounded. It's just an opinion. So I'm not taking the heat from any lawyers or any bullshit. This is an opinion, okay? This is an opinion. My opinion is that because of the amount of weed Dwayne Ludwig smokes, or maybe from the fights he's had, there's some kind of manic behavior going on where he has extreme highs and lows. And once again, this is my opinion and outside perspective. My opinion doesn't mean shit. I'm not an expert. And I love Dwayne. I think his style is incredible. And he's a great fighter. And he has a record for the quickest knockout. But I digress. I think he has manic behavior where he's texting Faber, or he's telling Faber, I need this money, I need this, and this, causing a scene. And then the next minute he's like, yeah, but just you're my boy, the team chemistry, the team's number one. I love this opportunity. I'm so grateful. Or the highs and lows from the weed, or maybe from getting hit in the head. There's something going on, though. Because it's not consistent behavior.
It's funny that he accused Faber of being punch drunk when...
That's what I'm getting at. It's interesting.
You know what I mean?
When Faber sounded incredible.
Yeah, he was spot on.
I thought Faber was... I was shocked how well-spoken he was.
Well,
the only one thing that was weird is Faber couldn't remember the guy he fought one of the fights.
Yeah.
That was the only thing.
That was interesting.
I think it was the Asian guy, Sakanam, or...
I don't remember.
Two things. What's the over-under? Like you said, because it was like a 30-minute conversation where Helwani didn't say a word. What is the over-under on flexes that Faber did in the mirror while he was on that phone? Because he was like, Ludwig was selling peanut butter.
There was no video of it. So
No, because he was on the phone. He was looking at himself in the mirror. But what you're saying is true. What I'm saying is true. Okay, Ludwig. Everything you just said about Ludwig is probably true. He's probably not very good at business. He's probably got a lot of personal issues that interfered with his business. And Uriah Faber is probably all about Uriah Faber's business.
Well, Uriah Faber is smart where he has guys looking out for his best interest. Dwayne doesn't have a professional he can trust looking out for his best interest. So Faber doesn't need to deal with this shit. Dwayne should not even be dealing with this shit. He's one of the top 5 coaches currently in the world. He's got a fucking name brand. He's got skill. He's got talent. People want to be with him.
Right.
He's got a whole camp. He needs to have agents and people representing him taking a cut. Right. He needs to not be, as Uriah said, gangster about his money, as he was told, and he needs to fucking give up 10 or 20%. And would you rather make $1,000 or give up 20% of $300,000?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. My first couple of shows working with you were like, dude, I gotta pull your side, John. You're on camera. You need to comb your hair. You need to wear a fresh shirt.
We were calling anti-aging clinics trying to get some Botox.
You're not in the gym, dude. You're not in the gym. You got to represent. I'm used to freaking writing at home, watching MMA fights, going to MMA fights, reporting. I'm used to being on camera. I'm not used to being a personality.
I was going to actually compliment you on your hair today. I was going to say you got a new look. It looks pretty good.
It's new to me. I gotta play the part. So for Ludwig, if you're going to do business with a guy like Uriah Faber at Team Alpha Male, listen, I make fun of Alpha Male, I make fun of Uriah Faber, and it's all in good fun. That dude is a fucking brand. And also, he's a business.
And also, you're talking about the California kid, a.k.a. the, quote, chillest guy on earth. So when you go in there causing trouble, quote, gangster about the money, you got to remember, Uriah Faber is a fucking chill guy.
But that's what I'm saying.
But
you
what I
can't
mean
go
is
gangster about money that's locked down through lawyers and corporations.
You can't behave with the guy who has the mentality of Faber, where he's a mellow guy giving you the benefit of the doubt. Don't rock the boat.
Exactly. And the money, that's what I'm saying about Uriah Faber is, it's not Uriah Faber dude with cash in his pocket. It's Uriah Faber LTD.
Right.
You know what I mean? The money comes in a book with a whole bunch of checks attached to stubs. It doesn't come in a wad of cash in his pocket like my Uncle Tony in the Bronx who tows cars for a living. You know what I'm saying?
You got an Uncle Tony?
No, I'm just throwing that out there.
Okay, guys. Well, we're going to get to... Let's see here. We're going to move on from MMA. Oh, actually, turn that down. Yeah, don't... leave that off air for now. I think we have a special call coming in just a minute here. He knows he's gonna wait offline. Okay. He knows. So we have still coming up Cecil the Lion. That's right. We've got Lion Talk. We've got Bill Cosby situation. Brian Williams. Okay, so our last topic before we get to a special announcement at 9 p.m. That's right. In 3 minutes we have a special announcement. We have absolutely special surprise guest, surprise announcement, surprise situation. Don't look at me like that, Clinch. But we have a surprise situation in 3 minutes. Okay, well, we'll call him back in 3 minutes. But so anyways, Brian Williams, you know who he is, right? He's there. Brian Williams is.
I was there.
Brian Williams is a guy who. Yeah, exactly. Sorry about this, guys. I'm trying to organize a call and a special surprise. Sorry about the horrible dead air just now. So Brian Williams, he made up a story about being on a helicopter that was like being shot at, and he was kicked off the news or basically suspended, exiled. He's now coming back. Things are different now. With social media, with records being kept, with accountability, things are different. Back in the day, they wanted these heroes, and I use quotes. They wanted these anticlimactic or these interesting, strange... Not interesting to strange, but they wanted guys who were like, hey, I was on the front line. They want these stories. He's doing what he thought was expected of him during his generation. Albeit he exaggerated, that's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to create a colorful, crazy, intense picture. So, I mean, I don't give a shit. Who cares? I mean, he was still freaking there in a helicopter in a dangerous area.
You know what?
He's just trying to do a story. It's entertainment.
He lied and he paid for it. It's over. The guy's still a newsman. It doesn't erase all the stuff that he did do properly in his life. I don't. It's not like he killed somebody. If you hurt somebody, you get out of prison. You know what I mean? If you get arrested for DWI, they allow you to get your license back. You know, so
Unfortunately, the thing is, he's an old school journalist, which is still about integrity. He's real media, as they would say.
But you can
earn
integrity
But what I'm trying
back.
to say is that once your credibility and integrity is ruined in media, high level media, he's pretty much fucked because he's a straight shooter type. He's supposed to have that credibility. Ladies and gentlemen, Adrian, are you texting in our special surprise?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have on a singing telegram. We have on Frankie Tropicana. Frankie, are you there? Frank Tropicana.
Did someone order a singing telegram?
Yes, we did.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
I'm gonna need more beer.
Happy birthday, dear the King Man. Happy birthday to you.
Woo! All right.
Thank you, baby.
All right.
That was lovely.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have turning 40 this week. Our co-host Jonathan King. So we wanted to give you a special surprise. We have another surprise coming in any second. So yeah, that was your birthday telegram. We wanted to wish you a happy birthday, the big 40.
Thank
so
you. Thank you very much.
how does
gentlemen.
it feel to be the big 40? And what do you have planned? Well, we wait for your next surprise.
Got driving out to Vegas on Friday to meet some family. My wife and I are heading out on Friday, and we'll be at New York. If any listeners want to come out and party, we'll be hanging out there. Oh, Jesus.
And now we have his second part.
Oh, look at this.
We've got some professional gourmet cupcakes with the candles lit with the 4-0, and we've got some. It looks like sparkling wine.
You gotta blow it out. You gotta blow it out because the.
If you're not watching on YouTube, we've got the candles lit. We've got the special thing, and here we go. 1, and we got the card. 1, 2, 3. Woohoo! All right. So yeah, obviously we're gonna split those. So help yourself and feel free to eat during the show this time.
All right.
And we've got a card for you. But yeah,
Thank
so
you guys.
let me
Thank
have a
you so
bite of one
much.
of those. What? No, I didn't bring that. I think that's from you.
Oh, okay.
That's from Cris. Adrian looks at me and goes, "Dang, who got this nice bottle?" And I'm like, "No, that wasn't for me." Wow, what is this?
It's a cider. It's
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. Some dead air. Yeah.
Yeah. So, he's showing off the cupcakes.
It's pretty nice, you guys. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Should we show those cupcakes on the camera, or?
Yeah, he already did. He just did it.
I know, but
Here, Adrian, I'll let you do it because I suck at shit.
what do you think, man? You think we forgot?
No,
You had idea?
I'm a little blown away. Thank you, guys. I'm a little fucking speechless for once in my life.
Some pretty good fucking looking cupcakes. Mint and chip, like a ice cream.
Thank you.
A toffee truffle caramel, and peanut butter.
Fucking baller. You guys, you guys rule.
So now we got you a card. Read the front first.
What does it say?
It's a picture of a disgusting looking person that looks like they smoke 20 packs of cigarettes a day. And it says, who said smoking is bad for you? I'm 40 years old. And then on the front it goes, let's light up another birthday and smoke.
That's right. In 40 more years, we'll be right here doing another show. So
Yeah, so happy birthday
thank you.
to the Clinch man turning 40.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. It means a lot. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. So, yeah, feel free. I know I have a no eating rule on air for you and myself, but feel free during this if you want to have a snack, help yourself. And, yeah, so now that we got that out of the way, I think let's go into Bill Cosby. Clinch, after we just built you up and made you feel good, I hate to do it right after this and now bring you down.
Can I point something out real quick?
Yes.
He is the 4th member of our show,
Who is?
Bill Cosby,
How so?
because he's been on every single one
How's he really?
of our episodes.
Bill Cosby's on every episode, really.
Every single one of our. Adrian, I don't know if your mic is on. Is it?
I think it is, but he's
Oh, I
just...
can't hear.
No,
him.
it's not. No, you're right.
Oh.
John is right.
See?
It was
Wait,
not.
so how long was
I'm
your...
getting
But
good
you
at
weren't
this
saying
stuff.
anything, I don't think,
I
were
wasn't
you?
saying anything. I was.
Thank God. Thank God he wasn't talking.
Yeah,
I would
but-
have been furious. Because
But-
after that birthday celebration, that birthday bonanza, I hope you feel like $1 million.
I do. I feel
Because
like, I feel
we-
like $40.
Well, I hope you feel like $1 million because we put a lot of time and effort, and we wanted to just let you know we care about you as a friend, and we respect you, and we appreciate you. So there's some cool cupcakes in the card, and
No, I do appreciate it, guys. It's been a rough week. It's not easy turning 40. So.
But oh yeah, and like I said, unfortunately that we just brought you up, we have to bring you back down. Bill Cosby is now looking for a lawyer. They have reopened the investigation on Bill Cosby, and in the state of Pennsylvania. Are you from the back east?
New York.
Okay, so you're from that area. Basically, ever since you mentioned the incident where your mother allegedly was propositioned by Bill Cosby,
That's not what I said.
ever
Close.
since you said that he tried to sexually assault, tried to hook up with her on an airplane, allegedly. Ever since then,
Oh, you guys.
well, we're gonna have to have you bring in the always bring in the. Ever since then, Bill Cosby has just had a can of worms opened up. His life
Yeah.
has been living hell, accusation after
It's been a
accusation.
coincidence shithole.
People are blaming you. They're saying that you're the reason now that Bill Cosby has to hire a lawyer and they reopen an investigation after all these years because of the new allegations. Once you brought out the allegations against your mother, allegedly, it gave all these people the strength to team up and to have a voice.
Is this our friend?
No, I'm just saying, what do you think?
Is this
Do we have someone on the line? Can you just say yes or no so I can see if that's working?
Hello?
Okay, yeah, I gotta wait for Adrian to bring him on because I don't
Hello?
know which. We gotta wait for Adrian to get in here and bring him on.
I thought I heard the phone. That's why.
Yes.
I-
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have Bronco Grayguard. He's
thought I
calling
heard
up.
the prison
he's,
click.
Yep. He's calling in from prison, and he is freaking pissed at what you have
fuck
done to
this
Cosby.
white boy's fucking birthday. Fuck you. You there?
Yeah.
King, you there?
What do you got? 60 seconds? Hurry up.
Shit. You fucking should have kept your fucking loose lip white boy gun shut. Instead of flapping those loose lips, you snitch. You snitching white boy got this whole can of fucking worms open up on Dr. fucking Cosby.
Are you still? Didn't you get the $5 I put in your commissary?
Shit, yo, fuck you and you shit. You watching Narcos, motherfucker? I got my own jail. I do what the fuck I want.
That's like
When
10.
you started flapping about your goddamn pudding pot chasing mama.
That's like 10
claiming
boxes of
fucking sexual
Twinkies.
assault claims and all that. Fuck that shit. Allegedly bullshit.
You
Now we
trade
got
them for
boys
Viceroys.
fucking motherfucking Aldred up in this bitch. That's fucking shit. We got lawsuits up in this shit. We got new investigations up in this biznapple. You created a fucking shitstorm, yo.
Biznapple?
Hey, fuck your birthday. It looks like your turd-licking fucking snitch white boy ass ain't 20 kids of fucking pudding pop and shit out of pudding pop shitstorm on this fucking Funan bitch. You look like a fucking gremlin on crack with fucking loose white boy lips flapping.
Hey, Bronco, why don't you go get
Hey,
some chan-chan?
Hey, let me tell you something. Your mom is a fucking liar. Dr. Huxtable don't even like white women. He likes black women. White boy.
Every one of the women accusing him is white.
Hey, I'm talking about women. Your mom gonna get Dr. Cosby on the fucking no-flight list, and he's too old to travel to gigs by a bus. We want to travel like Tracy fucking Morgan? You fucking motherfucker. You're gonna have to fucking smuggle in Quaaludes to Dr. Cosby. You know, man, bird?
You ain't right. You talking about Tracy Morgan like that.
So, big, so you can get sued for millions. You get fucking sued for millions so hard your head will spin, white boy. You just ruined an innocent man's life. Bronco, out.
He right. Be talking about Tracy Morgan like that.
Holy fuck, Bronco just came in hard on you, Clinch.
Yeah.
He's saying that you're going to have lawsuits coming, subpoenas coming, that it's your fault for Cosby. So what do you think? If one person accuses you, whatever, 20, 30, 40 people, however many have accused him of the exact same thing, dropping 3 pills, whatever kind of pills, they wake up, their clothes are weird, they don't know what happened. Do you think that he was guilty? Allegedly, just your opinion.
Okay. You know what? Have you ever
This is just
you
your
ever been to
opinion.
Yosemite?
No?
Okay. If there's a helicopter up in the air at Yosemite and they see a little bit of smoke coming from the trees, you know what they call that? They call that a campfire. Right? If they see 2 or 3, you know what they see? They investigate and they go, oh shit, there's 2 or 3 campfires. If they see 20, they go, oh fuck, we got ourselves a rape.
Allegedly, I know.
Allegedly. So it's pretty bad. You know, I hate to say there's guilt when there isn't guilt. And first of all, I never said Bill Cosby propositioned my mom. I said he was an asshole to my mom. Bronco. He treated my mom with disrespect. which he did. So
on record, facing possible perjury and a lawsuit. On record, Bill Cosby treated your mother with what she viewed as disrespect.
Yeah, I was a little kid, and my mom asked him for an autograph when she was a flight attendant, and he said, "Why don't you come sit down and have a drink with me?" And she said, "I'm sorry."
Holy shit! If she would have had a drink, it's possible. Allegedly, he could have quaalude her.
Well, he basically made a reference to come sit down.
If Bill Cosby
and she said no,
if Bill Cosby allegedly had quaaluded your mother and done this, now if you, to this day, this is all allegedly, we're not making threats, terroristic, any bullshit. As a man, if you saw him face to face and he had done that, what would you do? Would you give him a knuckle sandwich? Would you give the pudding pop man, possibly a man who raised millions of Americans, a knuckle sandwich?
He's an 80-year-old man now, so I'd look at him and I'd probably tell him, I hope you have confidence in knowing what I could do to you physically right now, and I'd probably make it so he'd piss himself, but then I would leave him alone and leave it at that. But if he was my age and a younger person, it wouldn't be
Younger being 40.
Yeah. Fuck you.
If he was my age, yeah. If he was alive during the Jimmy Carter administration.
You guys go from being so nice to being such assholes in record time.
It's not my fault. The timing of the show,
like roller coaster time.
The timing of the show, the timing of the show is not my issue. Things, unfortunately, that's just the way they flow.
Oh, yeah, we don't control the phone calls.
And we were trying to practice a few lessons. One, we made you feel like you're the superstar. Then we practiced a lesson in humility right after. And we have a extremely angry African American listener calling in, threatening you, saying your mom's a liar. Did you hear what he said about the man purse? He goes, now he's gonna have to sneak in the quaaludes in his man purse.
That's awesome. He's got some great lines, man.
Dude, that was Bronco. I think if not his strongest call. That was good.
I think he's still pissed off that he lost in the sweepstakes between us donating money between his commissary and Justin Wren's.
And he's so stupid. Fund. He gets arrested on purpose trying to be in the same cell or area as Jared. It doesn't work. So he got arrested and spent 2 weeks in jail for nothing. Didn't even get a piece of Jared. So anyways, moving on, gentlemen. One more thing is not really MMA related, but Joe Rogan. You didn't see the episode, but he brought up and said, yeah, Ronda's hot. And Cowboy goes, laughs and says, no, I'm paraphrasing, no, she isn't hot at all. She's not attractive at all. And Joe Rogan goes, what? Are you kidding? She's hot as fuck. You don't think she's fucking hot? That she's like really fucking hot? And then he goes, actually, we shouldn't talk about this. Let's stop. And they stopped the discussion. Wow. Is he fan? And I love Joe. I don't even want to talk bad about Joe Rogan because I really respect him and appreciate him. A lot of things behind the scenes I really appreciate. But for sake of discussion, is his opinion slightly skewed now? He cries during her victory over Betch Carrera. Now he is saying she's a 10 in another episode. Now he's saying how hot she is. What the hell is going on?
First of all, if Joe Rogan ever did cross the line, in my opinion, I wouldn't be afraid to point it out.
I would. I would
point it out.
Not go against Joe Rogan. Why would you go against Joe Rogan?
I love the guy. I think he's awesome, but
I hope he kicks your ass and that he shakes my hand right
after.
He
loves a guy like Howard Stern, but if Howard Stern would go out of line, I think he would point it out. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's above reproach, and I think he would point that out as well. So, but I don't think he has. I really don't think he has gone above the line. And when it comes to a woman's beauty, whether or not they're fucking hot or not, your opinion and my opinion are completely different.
Plus, it's a fucking sport. Who gives a fuck? I want women athletes to be judged on their fucking ability. And guess what? She's the baddest fucking female in the UFC. So that enough is good enough for me. If she looks good or not, I don't care. But unfortunately, so many people, they need to market them as being this hot person, being beautiful, what they're wearing, the Instagram photos. It should be based on fucking integrity and talent. Unfortunately, it's not there yet. But
will it ever be that though? I mean, women's sports has always been that.
Well,
look at the tennis, right? Tennis the same way.
Even men, though. Yeah, you're right. Maria Sharapova, Courtney.
Yeah, she makes the most money out of anybody.
What's
that
the
plays
girl, the hot blonde?
Besides Serena Williams.
What's the hot blonde God damn, I can't believe I'm not remembering this.
You were down the right path. I don't remember.
Kornikova.
Kornikova.
Yes. Oh, sweet mother of Jesus.
There's always the chicks that are,
does, and even with men, it does help. Like a GSP, a Luke Rockhold, those are marketable guys.
Right.
There's other guys where they're not getting a piece of the pie because they're just.
Well, Luke Rockhold's got those what I call the John F. Kennedy classic good looks, the blue eyes, I could be a fucking president of the United States with a red tie and a suit on. You know what I mean? Easily, but Ronda doesn't have those classic good looks. But to me, she has looks that surpass that because she has.
I think
she has that kind of like that. I have a hard time putting words to it.
I think her character and her success overshadows any look she has. To me, I just think her accomplishments as a human and what she's done in the sport, that it doesn't matter what the hell she looks like because she's on the level. I just think that's a bonus, or that maybe even people find her attractive based on that. But I just think that we need to get to the point where we judge them based on their accomplishments and what they provide. You know, we have Hillary Clinton possibly as a Democratic presidential candidate here.
Yeah.
Not well. I mean, she is in the prelims or primaries, whatever. But it could possibly be a freaking female president.
Well, that's why we have guys like Frankie Edgar.
But are we going to talk about Hillary? That the fact that that she is hard on the eyes, or is it about whether or not she can run a country? And I'm not supporting Hillary. I'm not talking about my politics in general. But I'm just saying, are we going to not vote for Hillary just because she looks like a dude like Benjamin Franklin from the 1800s or 1700s? I mean,
no, you're right, and it's funny. I brought up Frankie Edgar because it's funny. They were doing like a piece on how athletes were giving back during the Hurricane Katrina, and they had a bunch of New York Giants and New York Jets, and they were helping packaging. And I see Frankie Edgar in the background giving out packages, and the fucking news crew didn't even realize that they had.
I remember that. Yeah, they're the fucking UFC champion.
Frankie Edgar, right?
Turkeys, and they don't even care.
And he doesn't care. He's just there to help. He's not there for press. You know what I mean? So
did you see the reporter?
That's a genuine soul. That's the type of guy like Ronda that deserves the press that he doesn't get. You know what I mean?
Did you see the reporter in Australia trying to copy me like everyone does in the world because it has probably 20 million views and it's all over every TV station in the world? Many of you may not know me. Hi, my name is Aaron True, 2010 MMA Reporter of the Year. I'm known for my hijinks in MMA, stunts, people like Ronda Rousey. For those of you on Periscope, how you doing? If it's the one girl that one time said I had a nice smile, please don't be afraid to leave your personal info. I'd love to talk to you. And anyways, just throwing it out there. But the
Tinder.
point. But that being said, now I lost track of thought. What we were saying here?
We were talking about Ronda Rousey.
Yes. So everyone's trying to copy the stunt where she smashes my ribs and my balls. You've seen it on Good Morning America, every TV station in the world. This reporter doesn't realize I'm a professional. I'm a goddamn professional. I'm a professional stunt artist. These are carefully calculated, high-risk activities that are done by a professional under supervision. This girl, Ronda Taps, she doesn't let go. This woman does not let go. She does not respect the goddamn tap. She's lucky at that point. If you don't respect a tap, once you tap twice, Ronda was in fair game. Ronda could have judo tossed her ass. She wouldn't have hit her, but Ronda could have judo tossed her and been, get off me, bitch. And she would have been in fair right. She tapped twice. You don't put a fucking possible death-causing chokehold on someone, and you don't know what a tap is. I'm sorry. Ronda should have judo tossed her Australian ass.
You know what happens now, right?
And broke 4 of her ribs and smashed her ovaries. And that person would have been next to me on every news station in America saying, Ronda smashes woman ovaries and man's balls.
Absolutely. But you know what happens now, right? Ronda rudely refuses to demonstrate choke on air.
Really, yeah.
You know what?
Really, though.
That's happened before, though.
Really,
I'm sure.
It should say the headline should be Ronda shows restraint and class. Right. Doesn't beat the living fucking shit out of this Australian lady.
Yeah, that's crazy. She didn't tap. I mean, that means
she tapped twice. Ronda tapped 5 times, and then she's like, and then Ronda goes, "Hey, when you tap, you let go." And she's like, "Oh,
please tap, please tap." She says,
"I had the rear naked choke on the Barbie." Yeah, I know, most stereotypical racist Australian comment ever.
What was it?
Bite me.
She was like, "Please tap, please tap." She was like, "I fucking did tap."
Ronda put her in a rear naked choke, and no, she said you didn't say tap. And Ronda's Ronda taps 5 times, and the lady doesn't let go. She taps again, and she's like, what the hell? And the lady goes, you didn't say tap. She goes, yeah, I fucking tapped.
Oh, she was waiting for her to say tap.
Yeah, but she
what a
tapped.
fucking idiot.
What a potato head.
and she has a deep one, too, like a fucking crux choke.
Yeah.
You know what, though? If somebody puts me on a rear naked choke and they don't know what they're doing, I mean, I still can get out, and I can probably like Aaron was saying, I probably would have hip tossed her, or him,
Yeah.
right? Whoever it was,
Or
right?
just like reach down between your legs and do a basic
Pull the ankle through.
Yeah.
Well, so anyways, moving on, guys. We have planned next week, by the way, an incredible gun segment. I'm not even going to preview it. We have a great gun segment next week that we're going to get into. But so remember Cecil the lion?
Yes.
Do you remember that? Cecil the friendly lion. He was killed. It drove an entire nation into uproar. No pun intended. Oh, that was great.
That was pretty good.
It drove an entire nation into
Actually,
uproar.
Jesus,
pun intended.
Well, after the fact, after it was halfway through. But so anyways, the nation is in uproar. We know this lion's name, Cecil. What's his name?
Cecil.
Exactly. Everyone knows it. What's his name, Adrian?
Cecile.
Exactly. Everyone knows this
Cecil.
fucking lion. We are on a first name basis with Cecil the lion, correct?
All right.
Well, did you hear what happened at the zoo this weekend?
No.
A fucking female zookeeper got mauled by a tiger and killed. They came to the zoo later on and found her dead, and the tiger ate her. The tiger
That's
killed
what
her.
you get. That's what you get for caging an animal.
Did it eat?
but
Did it
hold
eat?
on,
The,
but
did
hold
it
on.
eat it?
They didn't put the tiger to sleep. I don't know this woman's name. This is a fucking human being, a
Yeah.
living person who has a family. She's a daughter. She's a sister. She's
Good point.
possibly a mother. She's a human fucking being, a living person with a name. I don't know her name.
Well,
But guess what? I know fucking Cecil the lion's name.
I for one think we need to go to this tiger's dental place
no,
of
they don't
work
ca-
and shut that fucker down.
Well, the
Like,
point is they're not doing anything about the tiger.
absolutely. So
but-
we shut his
but
business
what I-
down. We should shut that tiger's
No, it's a
business
zoo.
down.
Well, yeah, well, I get it. What you're saying, yeah, they should shut his exhibit down or whatever. But so, anyways, the point is, neither one's wrong or right. We're not arguing that. What I am arguing is,
But that's
Why
a
is
tiger
this-
being a tiger. You know what I mean?
That's-
it was at a zoo. It's a zookeeper.
But that's a human's fault for we're putting a tiger in a place where we're saying, okay, you know what, we're gonna encapsulate you, but you still have to be a tiger. Please don't eat us when we're trying to help you be a tiger.
What I'm saying is that
We're gonna look at you, but
We don't
if
even
you
know
fucking
the
eat
woman-
us. It's our own fault. You know.
we don't know the name of the woman who was killed by a tiger at the zoo.
I didn't even hear
Yeah.
about the story.
Yeah, but that's
exactly.
just the way the
But
press
everyone
works. Yeah.
is going crazy.
That's the
Well,
way the
I-
press.
Well,
works.
why is that? Why is that acceptable?
Let me-
when
I-
it's
I-
the same situation. What's the difference?
I'll explain it. I think a lot of this thing with the CISO is more so with social media and
Absolutely.
with Twitter and all that. And I think that
Social justice warriors.
I think it it starts to get like a witch hunt, becomes a witch hunt after a while, and everybody starts to they don't even know what exactly took place. They just know whatever the media is saying or whatever's going on Twitter. I mean, I'm not saying that what the guy did to Cecil is correct or right. I'm just saying there's a difference. I think that with Cecil there was more media, more Twitter, more social media behind it, as opposed to this. Like I don't even hear about this.
Maybe it's because it's the same reason that reporter getting choked out headline will be Ronda rudely treats a reporter, because that'll get more clicks than
Right. It's
the
just-
actual
this is media.
fucking what happens.
That's true.
It's clickbait. You and I deal with it all the time.
Absolutely.
With
Exactly.
with
We'll be
actual
posting
MMA
clickbait
stories.
in 12 hours from
Yeah.
now. We'll be posting Ray Elbe accuses host of hitting on girlfriend.
Yeah.
I'll be posting King Mo dick riding report.
Well, those are actual.
Marilyn
those-
Monroe crooner,
those
Frankie Sinatra impersonator from Vegas calls in TV show.
Those actually happened, though. Those aren't fucking clickbait headlines. Like it would be a clickbait headline if you put on Ray Elbe calls into the Brutally Honest show to say Ronda Rousey has a golden egg shoved up her ass. He
I
didn't.
like it.
He
I
didn't
like
say
it.
any of that. But if
I'm running with it. I don't care. I won't quote it.
Yeah,
I'll
but
use a parenthesis and say, "What do you mean? That's not a quote."
if you want to get clickbaits, you lie or you come up with some bullshit headline that's going to get people to click it.
I'll tell you guys something even worse. Have you guys heard about that? What's his name? The Jew or something?
My buddy, the entertainment reporter we had. Remember, what the hell was the entertainment guy we had? DeVito something. He wanted to talk about this, but I didn't think you guys would know about it. Fat Jew. He's all over
Fat
this
Jew,
story.
that's his name,
He's
yeah.
all over this. This guy just copies and pastes. He
Right.
copies and pastes. Excuse me, I'm talking like a goddamn idiot. He copies and pastes other people's jokes or memes or
Right.
funny stuff,
Uh-huh.
and he's got millions of Twitter followers and gets paid thousands of dollars, and they found out it's all stolen material.
Not only that, it's worse. He sources other fake accounts that he probably owns as well, and so it makes it seem like these other accounts are the source of it. So I guess he changed his ways recently because he's obviously been caught. But
Yeah, we actually had a whole segment planned. I didn't think you guys would be interested.
But by now it doesn't even matter because he's got so many followers, right? I don't know how many followers he's got, probably hundreds of thousands. And with that, he's able to make money. So it doesn't matter if he stole all this material, all these jokes from somebody else. He's already got the money from the,
Dude,
so.
that's Death Star level evil genius shit right there. You know what I mean? Like, I always picture like evil assholes living in like dust shacks, and I'm like, fuck that asshole. But when I picture like that guy, I'm like, motherfuckers, Darth Vader living in like the Death Star. You got to respect some shit like that. You know, like,
and the crazy part
you
is,
motherfucker, you're taking everybody's shit, but right on. You know?
yeah, he's probably had a whole staff now because
Yeah.
he's a machine now.
Yeah, that's fucking baller.
Exactly. He has people. He's represented by
Fuck
Twitter
you,
agents.
you asshole.
So, Clint, let me ask you. I don't know if you know about the story. I don't know anything at all. So, if you do, please take the lead. Otherwise, we'll pass up. From the Republican race, the guy from Wisconsin dropped out.
yeah, Walker.
Yes. So Walker, he was thought to be possibly at one time a favorite or a front runner. He had nothing. He had nothing, and he dropped out. You're saying that there's like $20 million supposedly from the campaign that he gets to keep?
Dude had over
Allegedly?
20. Well, this is the thing. He had over
Rumored?
$20 million of super PAC money at the beginning.
Rumored, allegedly?
At the beginning of the campaign.
Supposedly.
Okay?
Supposedly.
You know, super PACs are like the big fucking, basically like head funds of campaigns or whatever. Like they can donate a whole bunch of money at once.
Supposedly.
Right. Allegedly. Our three favorite words. I make it three. Anyway, so he got a whole bunch of this money, and basically the PACs were like, dude, we're not. Well, they don't call him dude.
They're like, dude, your presidency.
Bro,
check it
they were
out.
like, yo, bro,
They're like, yeah,
on your way back from.
He's like, yeah, we got the hair.
On
the
your way back
marijuana.
from Carl's Jr., can we talk about some finance?
Remember Bill Clinton when he's like, I tried doing hell. I wish I got high. I tried. I mean, come on, you know you
Monica
smoked
was
that shit.
inhaling my Johnson.
Wow, you're gonna fucking get the Secret Service on us?
Yeah.
By the way, Bill Clinton was so charismatic. We need a
Such
guy
a
like
good-
that. I'm not a Hillary supporter. I almost want to vote for her, hoping that Bill will be the one running the show.
Dude, you want to know how scientific that motherfucker was?
He saxophone.
That's pretty sexist of you, by the way.
He
Aaron.
had
No, I don't care if she's a woman. It's just because I like Bill because
When-
he's so charismatic
Yo,
and funny and like crazy.
just
like-
I'll give you guys like
oh my
a-
God,
real quick.
Adrian, you're a pig. You're a pig.
Check this shit out. When at the beginning when
Adrian, by the way, first Adrian takes pictures of ring girls in weird positions all
God
the
bless
time.
him.
He's a pig.
God bless him. Anyway, when Bill Clinton first started in
On
the
my
race
request.
and nobody really knew who he was before he became like a legit presidential candidate.
William Clinton from
he-
Arkansas.
Yeah, he had a tendency to do this when he was talking to people.
Which is pointing for those of you listening on.
Yeah,
and
he had a
for those
tendency. He had a
subscribers,
tendency to talk like this,
Which is pointing for your subscribers listening.
and
on
he also
MP3.
had a tendency to do this, thumbs up, and his handlers were like, "Dude, the thumbs up thing." They weren't
They're
like,
dude, Will
They were
Clinton,
like,
dude.
they weren't like, dude, but they were like, wait, it's too immature.
Bro.
It's too immature, and this is too upfront. You make people uncomfortable when you do that.
You need
so
a
that's why.
saxophone and a black dominant audience.
So if you watch Bill Clinton, that's why Bill Clinton does this with his thumb in his hand.
Oh, no shit.
I swear to God, that if you that's why when Bill talks, it goes like this. I did not have sexual relations.
Speaking of
Swear to God, it's
personations
pretty cool.
of presidents, have you seen the Netflix recommendation for a trending movie? What's it called?
Narcos?
No, we'll talk about that in a second. God damn you. That's the best show ever,
Bomba
though. I'm on
o
episode
plata.
8, I think.
I just watched the whole season.
Well, now I'm on episode 8 where he's on the run, so don't tell me what happened. But there's a new movie, a documentary out. It's kind of weird. It somewhat pokes fun, but it doesn't. It's about celebrity impersonators. It's called Almost Famous. Like, I'm so close to being famous or something like that.
Like which impersonators? Does it
Everyone.
name
There's
any, like Rich
anyone
Little
from-
and shit like that?
Anyone from Snoop Dogg, Bill Clinton, George Bush, but it goes into it. Have you seen the Superheroes documentary?
Yeah.
About the guys on Hollywood Boulevard
Yeah.
who dress as Batman and stuff,
Oh, yeah,
and they're
yeah,
freaking
yeah,
nutballs
yeah,
and
of
stuff.
course.
It's the same type of thing, but celebrity impersonators.
Those guys are
And
awesome.
it's going inside their head of the ones who think they're them versus know it's an act, why they're doing it, why they take it so serious, and how they're walking that fine line of being delusional. So I highly recommend it. It's trending. It's like the top thing.
What's the name of it?
It's called like I'm Almost Famous.
Oh, I think you said that already. Duh, I'm a fucking.
Well,
idiot.
no, it's not called Almost Famous. Is that movie about where the guy's a reporter?
Oh yeah,
But
that's right.
it's called something about. I'm pulling it up right now. But then we'll talk about real quick if you guys have other Netflix picks of the weeks. Do you like Narcos? Obviously.
Yeah, well, Narcos is the one that I just watched the whole season. I'm excited for the next season. Yeah, I'm looking to catch. Is there any other documentary that you can recommend or any show that you can recommend?
Well, I think we talked about A Truthful Liar. I think it's called.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Oh.
I haven't seen that yet.
It's called An Honest Liar. Okay, it's called Just About Famous.
Okay.
And I feel so bad. There's an Elvis impersonator who grows the hair out like Elvis, the sideburns. I don't care if I ruin the story. I'll still watch it.
Oh no, you're not going to ruin it.
No, I'm talking about
'cause,
the
yeah,
listeners.
yeah,
I don't care if I ruin it for you. I'm talking about the millions of listeners.
Right on.
I already got you a birthday cupcake, you greedy son of a bitch.
I'm eyeballing it right now.
I know, me too. I'm starving. let's cut them up and like each have some of all of them.
Absolutely.
But it's called Just About Famous. This Elvis impersonator, he has the hair, the sideburns, the look. He sings, he dances, choreography, a full dance crew, a tour bus. His dream is to make it to Vegas after 40 years. Make it to Vegas, have a set show at a hotel and a billboard. After 40 years, he makes it to fucking Vegas. He gets a show, plans the show. It's going to be every day. It's a full-time thing. He finally makes it. The second show, his voice goes out. He has no voice. I'm not talking like for one day. I'm talking he has no voice.
Like Gone.
He threw out his singing voice. He can't hit the high note. His voice. It's called Vegas throat. It's like a thing known for once you get to Vegas because of
The mold or whatever.
It's so dry.
And because you're going from performing once on the weekend to 3 times a day, like or whatever. So he has. You can watch the story from there. But basically, the one guy who fucking hits it big. It's incredible.
Can I ask you a quick question though? Like,
yes.
The Elvis impersonator. Like, I mean, when I think of like an Elvis impersonator, I think, all right, I'm like working on a crane from 9 to 5, and I go home at 5, take a shower, I throw my sideburns on, throw my fucking jumpsuit on.
This
get
guy
my
was
guitar.
all in. He had the real
So, like-
hair and sideburns, and that's what he looked like all day as
But
Elvis.
like when he wakes up and like reads the paper and takes his shit, is he doing it as Elvis?
Yes, he is. He's in character pretty much like 24/7.
There's guys that do that all the time, and there's a young Elvis that they're dressed like that all day long, and there's obviously the older one, right? So it's
So they go to McDonald's and
There's
they're
a-
like,
there's a
"Can I
Hugh
get a number
Hefner?
2 with
Yeah.
hash and eggs, please?"
There's
yeah,
a-
of course.
John, the guy orders room service during the thing. That he goes to the hotel and he orders room service, and he goes, yeah. Can I get a peanut butter and peanut butter jelly sandwich? Like what Elvis would, you know that weird thing he would order?
Yeah. So he even likes the same shit that Elvis likes?
Yeah, no, well, he's who knows? He's just trying to be Elvis. So he orders room service and he goes, I'll get a peanut butter and I'll get a
lemonade.
He goes, I'll get a banana peanut butter jelly sandwich, and then he goes, thank you very much,
No.
and hangs up. I swear to God. I swear to God. Watch the thing.
Remember the Eddie Murphy joke?
It's,
Lemonade.
it's really interesting because they're walking that fine line of crazy and delusion. So moving on. So obviously Narcos we love, but those are my 2 recommendations. Just
Honest
About
Liar,
Famous.
I have to watch it
Yes,
as well.
and you'll love an Honest
I haven't
Liar.
seen it.
You will love it. It's about this guy. This I won't ruin the plot because this one is intriguing. Dude, you have to watch this.
I've always
It's a true story.
Yeah.
It's about the guy where remember during the 70s and stuff on Johnny Carson, these guys would be these mentalists or illusionists.
Oh yeah.
This is the guy who would not tell the illusionist and would be like in cahoots with Johnny Carson. He's like, "Hey Johnny, I know this guy's a fake and I know what he's doing. I'm going to be there right when the guy does his act. I'm going to come on stage and fucking bust him."
No,
And they
the
would
illusionist
fucking
would
ruin
know?
these guys' lives. No, they would set the fucking guy up. The guy would come on and so say the guy has a setup with he bends spoons. He's like, I know how he does it. These types of spoons, no matter what, won't bend or whatever. And he'll switch out shit. And he does it to several. It's
a good show. Somebody told me about it because I really love
it's a
magic, but I love.
So Johnny would be in on it.
Dude,
and he'd
the
fuck
guy
with
is
these people?
the guy is a magician, and he starts each show by saying, "Hello, I am so and so, and today I am the amazing Randy, and today that's his name. I'm the amazing Randy, and today I'm going to lie to you right in front of your very face. I'm going to lie. I'm going to." He just says how he's going to lie right to your face.
Oh, I've heard about this
and
guy. Yeah.
he goes, I'm not going to patronize you. I'm not going to patronize you and pretend this is real. I'm going to lie and trick you, but you will not know how I do it. But it will be a lie. And so he gets off on like busting line. It's crazy. You
I
gotta
gotta watch it.
You'll
Yeah.
fucking the twists and turns.
Yeah.
I want to talk with you next week about it. So
All
you
right,
gotta
well,
watch it.
I'll watch
okay?
it this week then.
I've seen him on like at like
Once you see him,
Dragon
you'll be
Con
like-
doing skeptic
Yeah.
stuff.
Once
The
you see
Amazing
this guy,
Randy.
you're gonna be like, oh my fucking god, I recognize the guy because he has $1 million challenge where he was the guy who had the $1 million challenge where if you prove you're psychic.
Yeah, that's where I know him from.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
that
you know what?
the
I thought
Amazing
I've
Randy
seen
challenge.
something
Dude,
yeah.
else.
you're gonna recognize footage. It's the coolest.
Yeah.
Also, have you seen the? Oh, I don't want to ruin it for you, but
That's what Houdini did.
have
The same
you
thing,
seen?
by the way.
That was his idol, and he all half. You just gotta watch it. Okay?
You know how Houdini died, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But he was an escape guy and almost. So, anyways, the
Eric's
one
trying
thing
to hold back, not tell us.
I know because I love this.
No,
movie.
please don't spoil
But
it.
No, it's
what's-
okay. I don't mind.
The
No, I do mind.
Oh yeah, now I remember. Remember the thing, the movie Leap of Faith with Steve Martin, where he plays a shady televangelist.
Yes, yes.
That's based on fucking Amazing Randy is the guy who busted the original televangelist, and that's in
Nice,
the movie.
okay.
It's a major part of the movie, and
Oh.
so
Oh yeah, I like that.
yeah, you're gonna love this. And then the twists and turns. Anyways,
You should see the South Park when they bust the Jonathan.
the Amazing
Oh
Jonathan.
no, yeah, the Jonathan, the one that
Are
where
you talking about the
where-
Amazing Jonathan, the guy
No,
who
no.
would like do the fake blood and stuff?
No,
Where
the-
Kyle pretends that he can
He
talk
could do
to
like
people's dead
the dead
parents
guy,
and-
the guy that talks to all the dead people.
Yeah, and
Oh yes, yes, yes.
Kyle, is it Kyle
Not
is-
a douche.
Oh, I think they might have that in this movie. The people who would pretend to have the dead people talk.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so it's
And
so
really,
bad.
there's like a switch under
Oh,
the table.
that's how I know him. He's the guy that busted that fucking the cigarette smoking fraud that was always on the talk show, Sylvia Brown. He's the guy
yeah.
that
I don't know if he's the one who.
the Amazing
necessarily
Randy.
busted
He's
her,
the one that
but-
called her out on the $1 Million Challenge. She's like, she was supposed to take the $1 Million Challenge, and every time he was like, he would show up to do it, and she wouldn't do it. And
It's
then
possible.
she died. Yeah.
Okay, so moving on, a few more things before we finish up. Did you see Tracy Morgan at the Emmys?
I fucking love that guy, dude.
Man, it brought a tear to my eye. Did you see it, Adrian?
No, I didn't see it
Tracy Morgan, his first not public appearance, public
since the accident.
speaking, a role where he was an entertainer. He was a presenter.
Yeah. Right.
And he walks out there and just brings down the house. I mean, he was talking about, he delivered this funniest joke where he goes, I had brain damage. I suffered major brain damage. I was in a coma for 8 days. And when I came out of the coma after 8 days, I was just as thrilled to have to come out of the coma as to find out it wasn't my fault. And then everyone's like, dude, he's fucking back.
Yeah.
And then he
That's
just talked
awesome.
about the struggle and talked about how these, like Jimmy Kimmel and these guys had said you're going to be back. And he goes, when I said I'm going to be back, I fucking went through rehab. I went through living fucking hell. I had to learn to be myself, learn to walk, learn to recognize people, learn.
Wow.
It was just, even though people say who gives a fuck, it's Tracy Morgan, the story is inspirational and can add to anyone's life. If you're a fucking human being, this story pulls at your heartstrings. I mean, oh man, it's a touching story.
The
I
man
thought it was incredible.
himself. The man himself is inspirational.
Exactly. Props to Tracy Morgan. Good for him.
The guy comes from nowhere. The guy was supposed to
Oh.
be nothing.
Yes,
He was supposed to be nothing.
He talks about, I had no idea. He goes, my fucking dad had AIDS. And my dad didn't fucking quit. He lived with AIDS. And the Morgans, we don't fucking quit. So when this happened to me, I wasn't going to quit.
Dude, he talks about the $1 million, the midnight move. You guys ever hear about the midnight move?
No.
The midnight move is like a New York thing. It's funny. Like in the ghetto, if you got a big job, or like if you hit the lotto or something like that, like he's like, man, I talk about the first check that I got from Saturday Night Live. He's like, first time I got that check, we had to move at like 3 o'clock in the morning. You know, it's called the midnight move in New York.
Oh, right.
Because
You know?
you finally, when you get money, you got
Because when you move, everybody knows you got money, so
Yeah.
you got to move at 3 o'clock in the morning, or they follow you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny. Okay,
Dude, that
so,
guy's great. I love him, and I'm so glad. I just I hope he gets back to his full capacity. That guy's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so quickly, did you hear about the Kim Davis thing? Where she's not allowing gays, or she didn't want to sign off on the gay
Oh,
marriage
yeah.
things and got arrested?
Wipe my ass with that girl.
Yeah. So here's my opinion on it. It's your job. You're not allowed to give your personal opinion when you represent someone else. So
You
I don't
represent
give
the
a fuck-
government. You
yeah.
represent the
So I
government.
don't give a fuck what your
Yeah.
opinion is. I don't care if it's valid or not valid. Your opinion has no place in the workplace. If you don't like it, fucking quit your job. Quit. I don't give a fuck.
Perfectly
You
said.
know what the-
100%. That's the
It
best.
has nothing to do with if you agree with her or not. It's the fact is that she has no business bringing her personal opinion into the workplace. Do your fucking job or get out.
I had an argument with somebody recently about this because they said, well, you know what? They shouldn't have forced her to sign it. They should have had somebody else who's not against the, this marriage. And I said, you know what? It's not. She should have signed it because she works for the government. She represents the people in that position. So she should have to sign it. I mean, it's a matter of time that she's going to have to do it anyways. I don't understand why she's even, if she doesn't want to be doing that, then that's the wrong position, right? If you don't want to be cleaning tables, you shouldn't be a bus, right?
If she was doing it
Exactly.
and saying, I don't want publicity, I would
the-
be like, you know what? Maybe she's doing it because of her own personal beliefs.
Right.
But every time she's got something to say, she calls 500 cameras to her fucking front lawn.
Right.
The person besides Aaron, who by the way is the most eloquent thing that argument has been made, was the one you just made. That George Takei, the actor that played Sulu, he's
Right.
well-known gay rights activist, guy who's out of the closet. Yeah, great guy, very well spoken.
He said something, and I shared it on my Facebook. I don't know if you guys saw it. He goes, "This woman is not someone that needs to be lauded." He goes, "Imagine if you will." He goes, because she's taking away somebody's constitutional rights. Is what she's doing.
Exactly. That's why that's why they arrested her.
He said, "Imagine if you will, if she was saying, I will not sign marriage certificates for interracial marriages."
Right.
Oh, you mean that if you get discretion over whether or not you sign for gays, now it pulls in
because
she
the
have
Bible is
discretion over
against.
it. Well, no,
because
but
the
she would
Bible
have-
says it's against
but
interracial
what I'm
marriage.
saying is you can't choose one because then she
Right.
could choose anything.
Well, that's the whole
point
thing.
is-
But would politicians be up there standing with her? You know.
Right. No, I actually told the guy, I said, it would be comparable to somebody working in the DV and saying, you know what, you can't get a driver's license because you're a woman.
Asian woman. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get a license today.
Right.
Where they're not, they don't have the authority to have that discretion.
Of course not.
Now I see what you're saying. Exactly.
You can't use your own ethics to decide what you can and can't do in a government building.
When you're not voted into a position like that,
Right.
doesn't have the authority.
There was a sign on the highway in New York City once that said, "There's this great storage place over on the BQE, I think it is. It says always has the best signs," and it said one time, "If you don't like gay marriage, don't get gay married."
That's funny. Okay, just a few more things before we finish.
Wait,
sorry, go ahead.
before I forget, I just wanted to go over the last Bellator and how I predicted that Liam was going to get that submission from the bottom.
Oh, you son of a bitch! You did.
You called it exactly. You said he's tricky and has a triangle from the bottom from side mount.
That's all I wanted to put in there. That's it. I mean,
Yeah, you called it exactly.
I knew that I didn't know he was going to catch him with that. First of all, I'll be honest, but I knew that was one of his top weapons that people don't understand. Because when you roll with somebody, when you grapple with somebody, you can't really train for that, man. Like, I've never been caught in that position.
And
ever.
he also predicted first round submission Verdum against Fedor, just for the record.
Let me ask you this: did you think that tap came really quick?
I think he might have tapped I know you're asking him, not me, but I think he tapped the armbar and then didn't want to be a punk and just tapped when he got caught. Possibly that's the alleged rumor. But I don't know. Maybe just when you're caught, you're caught.
You know what? I will say, I mean, Liam is very long and lanky. So when that position that he had, I can see a lot of pressure, and not necessarily more of a choke, but the pressure amount that he could have had.
Oh, and why risk getting his neck when he has a fused neck?
He already has a bad problem.
Yeah.
with his neck,
I didn't think
so-
of that. Good point.
Yeah.
I just thought of it just now too. I bet you that has to do with it.
And my question for you is, what did you think, Aaron? Because you know Tito. Like, what did you think? Because
Until
I
he
thought
got subbed, he looked good.
Yeah, he looked good.
I thought once it went to side control, I thought it was Tito's fight.
I couldn't believe it. I was about to start. I was about to start texting you, but you just know, just like with Shamrock versus Kimbo, just like if you're a fucking Jets fan, whatever, you just or Cowboys fan.
Whoa!
I'm just saying, he's
pot
gonna
shot
blow
the
it.
Jets when I'm
just
2-0?
No, I'm just saying, even though it looks so good, it's just you can't your chickens before they hatch, and he's gonna fucking blow it. God damn it, Tito. God damn it.
But when have you ever
God
seen
damn
an
it.
inverted triangle from bottom like
I
that?
saw it in his last fight.
Well,
or
from a
watch his
technical-
two fights.
from a
Two fights before that, he did it.
And from a technical
same submission.
and from a technical
McGeary
position
to I'm
From
sorry.
a technical position, it was mentioned by other analysts that the only way to get caught in that submission is to put your right arm through the guy's legs. It was a mistake by Tito. Like, where the only way that humanly possible that submission is if Tito's arm is between the legs.
So
And
if he was like going for an elbow and he missed,
no, Tito was just trying to have side control and put his arm through the leg. He set himself up for it.
You know what, though? No matter what, I honestly, I thought
it
Liam
just-
may have set him up for that. You know, the thing is, I have to go over and watch it again. It's not as clearly as where you can just avoid. Sometimes you think you're getting an advantage and you put your hand in a certain position because you think you're safe there. Because on side control, for the most part, you're safe unless you get caught in like an Americana or an armbar from the bottom. I've never seen anybody else do that submission.
Yeah.
So it's hard for anybody to train that.
He's
Okay,
he's
so
legit.
moving on. Have you guys heard of the new Justin Bieber song?
What's the Justice Beaver?
The new Justin Bieber song. It's called "What Do You Think." It's pretty catchy. You haven't heard it? Well, it's really catchy, and I'm really enjoying the song. And I dare you to put on the new Justin Bieber song, "What Do You Think," and not dance or not bob your head or not fall in love with that song. That's right. As an MMA fight show host, I'm saying that I enjoy the new Justin Bieber tune, the melody. I enjoy it. What do you guys think?
I think I'd have to put on my Chuck Norris action shorts if I was going to listen to any Justin Bieber stuff.
Dude, so you're not a fan of the Biebs?
You know-
think he's a
No,
cool
I mean,
guy.
he makes you
He's-
dance
and
like you're
he's-
saying. I'd have to have my action
And he's
shorts.
a big supporter of combat sports. We'd love to have him on the show.
No, he's a big
great.
he is a big supporter of
blue belt,
Mayweather.
right?
He likes Mayweather, and his dad actually in Vegas is big in MMA.
Isn't he a blue belt in jiu-jitsu? Or I think.
Oh, that was a troll from Rico and the Eddie Bravo guys. They made that up. But yeah, so you don't like the new Justin Bieber song?
I to be honest, I don't listen to music that much. So
Wow. Well, keep up with the time. Oh yeah, you're 40. But so yeah, so
Oh,
well you're not his demographic. But anyways,
yet.
yeah.
Not
props
yet.
to-
Nobody in
props
this room
to-
should be his demographic.
props to
Nobody in
Bieber.
this block should be.
hey, Justin, I'll be in Vegas. Why don't you come celebrate my birthday with me?
Props to Bieber on the new hit song, man. We love it.
You know what? I saw him performing at the last MTV Awards, and I was surprised. I didn't think that was the style of. I've never listened to his music.
It's better on the radio. I think the live performance though, he did have good dancing, but
yeah, no.
but yeah, Bieber, we
you
love
know,
you, dude.
It's pop. It's pop. Pop is
All
the same.
you-
It's been 10 years ago or 20 years
Yeah,
ago.
all you believers, subscribe to the show. We'd love to have one of the 58 million Twitter followers,
Again.
67 million followers.
Again, touching on what I said earlier about Ronda, he's a kid, but
He's in his 20s.
Yeah,
he's
he's
a
a-
grown man.
no, but he was a kid that was thrust into like fucking.
yeah.
You have 25 million worshipers. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty crazy to grow up like that.
And then, okay, we're going to move into our sponsor segment. If Adrian, you can hit me with a close-up.
Sweet.
And then we're going to get some cupcakes. I'm starving looking
Yes.
at
The
those.
camera's dead. I can
Oh,
bring it
okay.
up closer.
Oh, the camera just died?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, right here we have our custom mugs. The Brutally Honest Show. If you're watching online, we have custom mugs that were made by Edwards Industries. On Twitter, it's Edwards Indust. So INDUS, not full industries. That's right, Edwards Indust. You can check them out. They make custom products, mugs, nug jars, like cool stuff for parties, corporate stuff, pens. They just did stuff for the National GOP Republican thing. It was so cool. Like, I wish I had more of the products. They're making our beer mugs for the next show. But the point is, if you have a corporate thing and want people to remember you or want a namesake, you need to hit up Edwards Industries and you need to tell them Aaron True and the Brutally Honest Show sent you. You won't be disappointed. Clinch. Whoa, shoot. Sorry about that, guys. Clinch, wow, yeah, I know. I can smell that lofting in the room. So Clinch is, unfortunately, he suffered an accident a while back and has a leg injury and nerve damage. So he's a medical marijuana patient, and each week he provides the medical marijuana strain of the week and talks a little bit about how he uses it and what it does for him. So we know medical marijuana is one of the best things for inflammation. Your knee has been killing you. What are you smoking on, and how is it affecting you in a positive way? And where's it from?
This is again from our sponsor. I usually only go to the one store by me that sponsors us. It's from Venice Medical Center on Venice Boulevard in Los Angeles. That's Venice Medical Center, otherwise known as VMC. The strain of the week is Marijuana OG, and it's from Venice Medical Center. It's an indica. It's a very strong indica. Has a piney taste. Starts out very strong, finishes very mildly. It leaves a very good for pain relief, and it's very good for sleep. I would not use this for anxiety, though. If you have anxiety, this could make it worse.
So it's more for pain relief?
Yeah, it's
I can
definitely
do
for
zoom up.
definitely for pain relief, definitely for nighttime. It's a very strong indica. So as Aaron usually says, I will tell you right now, this is not something you want to mess around with. Use responsibly. And it's not something that you can just go into a store and buy. You have to have a medical license. So you have to go to your doctor and get a prescription. This is Marijuana OG from VMC, Venice Medical Center in Los Angeles, California. Very strong indica, a piney taste, starts out very strong, and it finishes mildly. It's an
What is
indica.
it? What is it on a scale 1 to 10?
It's actually an indica dominant hybrid. I would say on a scale 1 to 10, I would give this about a 7.9. It doesn't last as long as I would like it to, but it's very strong from the onset. And then there you go. So
it's sort of a short-lived effect, but it is a good one for your pain.
absolutely, and I
And
would
there for you watching online, the VMC Venice Medical Center.
yes. If you have any questions, you can check them out on Weed Maps. They're online. It's Venice Medical Center, VMC.
And VMC, even for me, who's not a big person who partakes but is an advocate, VMC is world famous. Because I tell people that we have them as a sponsor on the show, and they're like, "What VMC? The VMC?" And they're freaking out, like, "How are we affiliated with these guys?" Like, this is no joke. If you are someone who seeks medical marijuana of any kind or whatever types, and you need knowledge or just you are knowledgeable already, this is a place to go. It sounds like.
Yeah, definitely go down there. Tell them that John from the Brutally Honest Show, Aaron from the just say Brutally Honest Show. Don't even say my name. Don't say my name. Unless you're saying it out loud at night in the quiet of my bedroom. Just kidding. Go down there, tell them the Brutally Honest Show sent you, and see my boy Maj. He'll hook you up. He's real knowledgeable. All the staff down there are real knowledgeable. Tell them about your medical needs, what kind of problems you have. Medical marijuana is not just for pain. People don't realize. Indica, sativa, they're used for different hosts of problems from
Mental to physical.
yeah, the different strains do different things for different people. So,
Different strains for different folks.
yep, absolutely.
Okay. So, can you hit me with one more close-up if you don't mind? Just hit me with a close-up. For the love of God. Look at these beautiful mugs. How cool are these? Thank you again. I know we already did the plug, but I just want to say thanks again to Edwards Industries, and thank you. We have beer mugs coming, and these things are huge. I fit like 20 ounces of coffee in this thing. It's crazy. So thanks a lot, guys. And just a little quick thing. If you haven't already, take 10 seconds. For the love of God. Take 10 seconds, would you? Would you just, for the love of humanity, go on iTunes, you hit subscribe. That's it. We don't want your money, just to subscribe, just to click a damn mouse. We do actually want your money, but we'll get to that if we ever maybe somehow monetize down the road and ask you for a GoFundMe. But we're not asking for money now. We're asking you to hit subscribe. You go to SoundCloud. You hit subscribe. YouTube.com/Aaron True. You hit subscribe. And guess what? You become part of the Brutally Honest family. And we'll be doing giveaways. We'll be giving away these cool custom mugs. We'll be giving away mouthpieces. We'll be giving away T-shirts. We'll be giving away stuff to people who support us because we're going to support those who are supporters of us. So, that being said, before we get out of here, you can check us out at The Clinch Report. My buddy right here. Check out this shirt, by the way, he has on. This shirt is not even made. This gym doesn't exist. Navy Street Mixed Martial Arts, Venice, California. That's from the hit show Kingdom. Right here to my right, we have a reoccurring guest star. He plays Greaseman number 3. He's buddies with Nick Jonas. You can see them on paparazzi shots all the time.
Joe Stevenson.
You can see him and Nick Jonas buddy together hanging out.
I've met him once.
He asks Clinch. He says to Clinch, "You're 40. Let me get some advice." And
No, I didn't.
the point is, that shirt is badass, and you are a reoccurring extra on the show. True or false?
True.
A reoccurring featured extra.
True. I do play a judge. I'm lucky enough to have some friends in high places.
That is true. And Adrian, also check out Adrian at MMA Prime TV as well. Myself at Aaron True. And, man, I love that we're having all these adult entertainers on. Our Twitter is constantly just being blown up by adult stars.
Oh, yeah.
Keep it coming.
Stay tuned. We might have more. That might be an ongoing thing here.
We're working on.
I'm
working on some big name adult entertainers, and you have to go through managers and agents, and I'm working on something big. Yeah. I don't want to say it because it hasn't materialized, but
we have to
I'm in dialogue with. There's a lookalike of the most popular UFC star not named Ronda in the 150.
Oh, nice.
And we're in talks with their manager trying to get her on the show. I'll just leave it at that.
Connor, does he have a big dick?
It's a woman.
Oh shit!
So.
I'm just kidding.
But okay, so I know you're gonna want to plug your shows. So go ahead if you want.
Have you guys seen the porn followers that have been following us on Twitter? Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Some of them have been like outrageous.
Oh yeah,
they're
keep it coming. I love it.
Oh yeah, they're awesome. But I can't believe how XXX Twitter is. They're like pictures of like double anal fucking
apparently
shit.
Twitter only censors one thing, and it's not nudity. So
What is
Twitter
it?
apparently is like no censor. I forgot what it is.
Not only is it non-censor, it's also autoplay. You'll be scrolling down,
Yes.
and all of a sudden it's just
Yeah,
porn
oh my God.
on your Twitter.
They're full on cum shots saying click here for. Okay, so anyways, once again, subscribe to the show. Thanks again for your time, guys. This was about a 2-hour show, but we had Ray Elbe, we had King Mo, not in that order. We talked politics, comedy. We had a birthday celebration. We had calls. We talked Bill Cosby. All kinds of stuff. There's nothing we missed, and we have so much more next week that we have on the table. I don't even know where to begin, but I'll begin next week. Ladies and gentlemen, for Aaron True, 2010 MMA Reporter of the Year nominee, recurring guest star of the hit show Kingdom, Jonathan King, the Mad Hatter, Adrian Gallegos, this is The Bruliana Show.